Good evening. Well, here we are. I feel like my camera's moved. Am I sat off? Maybe I should sit further over. So I might not be in the middle. I've got OCD about it now. We are back in Redvant. I've titled the stream The Big Plan. There is no guarantee. We'll up front say no guarantee that any plan will be happening today because we know what you guys are like. You've got is it? We are at the beginning of the new day. Of the day.
No,
I don't know if we
we didn't get onto today yet.
No, you
We're
didn't
still
go
on
to
the day
sleep
before.
yet. You're still on the day before.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got a whole day in game. We could be here for another 4 months, guys. Just hold up. Just going to dig you guys first.
We don't want it to happen yet. Let's lug this out.
We're not ready. As we are in Redvant, been doing a little planning. It was wonderful as the elves have been stepping up their campaign. We are 1 day away from the Executioner's Run. By Soul. Thanks, Ben. That was in my ear.
Appreciate that.
In my ear, I didn't need it. We are 1 day away from the Executioner's Run, where Sylvanus, head of the newly formed border, well, if they are even the border control, are taking doing their, whatever they're called, their initiation, their way of showing the people of Redvant that they need to be cleansed, doing the Death Bloom's bidding. They have invited Von Van and party to the Executioner's Run to see their work firsthand and to kind of get an answer, seal the deal on Von Van and team joining the Death Bloom rather than being against the Death Bloom as the competent fighters that they are. For many different reasons, the Von Van has been given an additional chance where the likes of your good friend Mr. Bow of the other druids has not been given the same chance as the Death Bloom has some vendetta, if that's the right word. We don't really know what it is. Some beef. That's a better word. Some beef with the druids, and is holding Bow captive in the south border control area zone. Old Bridge. Remembered it. Whilst that had been going on, you went to the circus, saw Oswell's magnificent aquatic marvels, confronted Oswell on the boat as Zaga found out that potentially, maybe, who really knows, but the turtle didn't steal the bagpipes. Maybe the bagpipes were given away for a debt from the kobolds who got maybe a little bit carried away in a gambling fight, which is a little bit embarrassing with the kobolds. The kobold brothers maybe a little bit admitting to that. Maybe that's the reason they're here, to help you find them, because maybe they're feeling a little bit guilty. We don't know. Who knows with kobolds? They're such closed doors. We don't know emotionally where they sit. But you left Oswald alive. Unfortunately, Coraline, who was in possession of the magical earrings, which appeared to have an interest to a certain character's patron, was stolen. And as she laid unconscious, coming just back round to life, Ottar decided to murder her. She was clearly the big bad, and that was definitely not a war crime. And then Oswald was going to plan to leave. He's getting out of here. You met with Zindar, the harbour master, who is working with, in some way, shape or form, the Red Hoods to get the lowdown on the pirates, the 3 pirate crews that are barricading or blockading the waterways into Redvant. The 3 ships were identified, one being named the Dragon Fang, being that of the Sea Witch, a captain who calls themselves the Drake Lord, who you assume is the person that you have indeed been fighting on a few occasions. The other ships, known as pirate ships or other pirate ships, pirating crews, and it being very odd that 3 pirate crews had banded together in this way.
I'm going to say the Dragonborn may or may not be on their way.
The Dragonborn may or may not be on their way, and had been and had given we'll say the order, the message to Zagat to not move on the Dragonfang until they were there. So we have pirates, we have Dragonborn on the way, we have Drake Lords, we have circus acts being brutally murdered as they lie unconscious, and then we come back to the damn elves as the plan was discussed with Viper about how the Red Hoods could help in disrupting what the elves are doing, disrupting their hold that they have over Redvant in some way, shape, or form. You know, Bo is captured in the south in Oldbridge, where their encampment is, where the elves are stationed. You know, they're patrolling the cities. You know that you have been invited to the Death Run, and that there are a lot of people there, and a chance to make a statement, I suppose, in front of all of these Redvant occupants, all the commoners of Redvant. And between all these things, moulded together, dare I say it, a plan. Ooh. A light scale plan, a plan with enough movement in there, but to use any work in the Hot Valley Stadium, any disruption, any murdering that can be done of elves, to turn the populace against them, and in doing so creating a distraction for themselves to go to Oldbridge and free Bo, whilst maybe there are less guards in place as they are here in the Colosseum. A beautiful hit and run distraction and rescue operation in one. I know it's hard to believe they came up with it all on their own, but damn well they did. But we have a whole, like I say, a whole half a day of the day before. You've got a night's rest, and then we are into the day. We will be into the day of the Executioners Run. You know, it is in the evening. It is a evening entertainment, or late afternoon evening entertainment. So it'll be getting into the evening and night time when it's happened. So you have in front of you the rest of the day before, a night's rest, and then the day of event to do what you would like to do. Oh, there was one piece you missed as well. You somehow you want to include the Shadow Rider in this, but you don't know who it is or how to get in contact with them.
But he does have a cool theme song.
He does have the cool theme song. Yeah. I was on the train today, and I definitely think it's just going to be Flash, but somehow I need to work it in because it's
Shadow.
Yeah, it's like instead of that, I'll highlight. Yeah, I'll work it out anyway. It was kind of working together. Then I fell asleep on the train, so I've got some time, I think. So over to you guys. I think we left it. I can't even remember where the hell we left it. Just after the Viper meeting. So you have an afternoon, evening in Redvant. In Redvant, and then you get your long rest in, providing nothing goes tits up, and then you have a day to get yourself set and ready. Do whatever prep you would like. Of course, you can speed through whatever time you would like. But I throw to you. What would you like to do, Rebels?
So the Redheads were spreading word to try and get in contact with the Shadow Rider, weren't they?
The Red Hoods were trying again what they could find. They were going to give you, where they could, the name of any survivors that of the Death Run that the Shadow Rider had stepped in place of. So they were going to give you their information. You would bet that they are not going to find them because they've been trying to find them and have been unable to find them thusly. So they are more going to give you information to help you on your search. So they were going to provide that information so you could go and question some local folk if you so wished.
I want to ask Faywin if she has some spare paper and a quill, because I want to spend the rest of the day making cue cards to try and memorize this plan.
Nice.
Even though it's been explained to me 10 times, I feel like I might botch it. So I'm going to make myself cue cards that I may or may not keep on my person while we're going through the plan.
Good. You do know that your cloak has a pouch for such things, so...
Oh, even better.
Even better.
I was delighted to give that to you, Artie.
Zaga would like to procure a nondescript, not red cloak that he can cover himself when he goes to the stadium to hide his shield and sword.
Yep.
Otto would like to use illusionary script on said cue cards. Allow it to hide the plan from anyone else, but...
Oh, okay, good. I thought you were fucking with him, and I was like, that's so mean.
I'm gonna write
I didn't think of that shit.
No, this is much better. You've got to write the plan on cue cards, and there was a definite chance that I was going to steal them. So, I mean... Yeah.
Well, that was why I wanted to keep them on me, because I was like, this will be funny.
Okay,
I will follow the plan, but I might
lost the cue
I might accidentally derail it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know, out in the streets, the Red Hoods are spreading the word mainly of like that something big's going to happen at the Death Run tomorrow. It's like not one to miss. spreading bits of discontent. That like the big thing that's going to happen is maybe like they're not spreading too much in specifics, but just you'll want to be there. Like someone's going to give it back to the elves. They want to drum up the biggest crowd possible, and then you've obviously got the kobolds who are starting to work in this song. They've got one night of performance to try and get it to stick, but they did roll a natural 20 for their songwriting ability. So
I think I said I was gonna have a little wander around, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna head over towards where some of the shops were as well.
Yep.
And see if the magic shop is open.
Nice.
Oh, you're going to the magic shop, are you? I want to go there and look around again.
That sounds like a good idea. Shopping trip.
Yay, shopping.
We're not getting to the executioner's run today, are we?
We are not. The shop has been blown up in my mind. Nice. So you can head out. Are you when you are moving about the city, knowing that rumours are being spread, you know there's not a guard force here, there's not a huge amount of adventurers running around with swords and shields, so you would be quite obvious and spotted by people as rumours are being spread. Are you wanting to be present and help spread those rumours, or are you wanting to keep a low profile? And I'm not saying you're going to need to roll stealth checks and stuff, but in your presence, are you going cloaks up, hoods up, we just want to appear as commoners, we want to move about for a day or two, or do you want to try and help with the rumours by actually being a bit flash and a bit showing offy? There's a chance then you're going to be spotted by elves as well, who are still like patrolling on their hourly runs.
I mean, it's all right. We're with Redvant from the Jewish boat.
Right, we've been offered a role with the elves. We might as well stroll around.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking, that I could, because they've allowed me just to wander around. It should be fine.
Basically, we're peacocking.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like I say, you just know that at the same time there's rumours going around. So yeah, if you're going out and showing off, people will you'll hear a few whispers as you're moving around. As people, I just want to know whether you want to keep a low profile or not.
Just be aware that if you are peacocking with Redvant from the Jewish grave,
Yep.
and then we don't show up at the gladiator thing because we've decided we're not going with Redvant, and then they're like, but our guards saw you performing about whatever was going on.
Very true. As you are peacocking, I suppose that's one thing to think about for your plan. Is you've all been invited with Von Van, but you know the sketch. You've been given the drawings and the layouts of the Colosseum. It's whether you all want to be up with the elves or you want to intersperse yourself with the crowds, and the story then will have to fit. So you are right. Peacocking around as a group, and then a day later, Von turning up being like, "No, they didn't want to come with me. They're gonna be." You got to think about story as well.
I will be going with Von to the box.
To the box.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
What was the plan for everyone else to spread out around the stadium? So it might.
But obviously, Arthur and Zaga are welcome to do whatever they want.
Well, as I said, I'm making cue cards. Oh,
Okay.
you meant on the actual plan?
Yeah.
I'll have finished my cue cards by then, and maybe memorize them. I think I kind of want to.
Cards for Dan.
Pardon?
Is it my Discord or is it everyone's
Yours.
that's lagging?
Yours.
Is it just
Yours.
mine? Oh, for fuck's sakes!
I like I'd say yours twice as
I'll
well.
come back.
Faye, we're gonna sleep.
It's yours.
It's yours.
We're gonna... He's gone.
Seconds.
We're gonna sleep before tomorrow, right?
Yeah, you've got an
Yeah,
evenings.
things
You've
go
got a long
real
rest.
well.
So
Okay,
if you want to use spells and stuff today, now's the time to
Yeah.
load up whatever
So
you've got.
Faywin is gonna cast Disguise Self. And disguise as a human with brown hair who looks like a commoner, but also still very pretty.
Oh,
Because why not?
I suppose you wanted to detract from
and-
Faywin as much as possible, so that makes sense.
God.
Because now you've
I
got
don't
to
want
either
to be
admit
horrible
that
to
they're
you because I
different.
need you to be nice today.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want anyone to die.
It was a good double bluff though, because you either have to agree that like you've made it look like Faywin, but it was brown hair, or you've got to disagree. So So it's a good
She
one.
doesn't look that much like Fenrir. She hasn't got the arms. Anyway, I'm just going to rock around as a
Because you
commoner.
have to split in.
Mm-hmm.
I will kill you. Raven.
She's a commoner after all. Okay, cool. Yep, you can do that. That's good. But yeah, it is. You are right to think about it, because if you are peacocking around and seen by elven guard, you might not get into a fight with them. But if they see you walking around as a full group, and then the story goes, actually, you got to think about what the story is. I suppose when you turn up, if you all turn up together or not turning up together, there's no right or wrong answer. Just if your story is inconsistent, it will make certain things more difficult.
So we decide now which of you are coming up with me and which you're going to spread around the stadium.
Well, that's what I wanted the cloak for. I assumed I was going to be in the crowd.
Okay,
That was how the plan was explained to me. And I
Well-
looked at Arthur.
In that case, Aga, it's probably best you don't come with me and I'll start to the shop.
But I want to go to the shop.
Maybe you could borrow your hat and disguise him for the day or something.
No, I can't attune to something else right now.
I don't have the power.
It's essentially because if you go looking as you do now, Zaga, with Von Van and Otter, and the guards see you, and then they see you in the stadium tomorrow, and Von Van says, "But they're not with me anymore," and they're
But I
like,
just want a
"No."
better view.
Okay. Do you think that will wash,
Well,
Von Van? Even
I
though you
mean-
will have the best view in the stadium?
I don't think they'd want us elsewhere if we're possibly siding with them. I think they'd want us together, whoever is siding with them.
It sounds like the plan's not settled. I thought the plan was settled. Zaga looks at Arthur again.
Arthur looks at his cue card. Wait,
Still
sorry.
running.
Have we gone to the? Are we still on the same day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arthur's trying to wrap around the 10 times he's been told the plan, and he's like planning out his cue cards.
Yeah, how
And
many
he's
cards
already
do you
like
need?
written notes, and now he's like, I just look very confused.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just going to ignore any changes to the plan. The original plan is the plan.
So
The original
just
plan
go to the
is the
shop
plan.
separate from us afterwards.
I walk 10 meters behind you with my hood up.
Mm-hmm. For the sake of all our sanity, that will be enough.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
But I really wanted to peacock.
Yeah. You can still peacock as a commoner. It's fine. You can peacock behind him 10 steps.
I assume I've sourced my nondescript cloak.
Yeah, cloaks. That you would. I mean, to be fair, you've probably got cloaks. You all had waterproof anoraks at some point, I know. But yeah, if you're just going for
No,
something
Redvant cloaks,
nondescript,
don't
you're not trying to match someone, you can pick one up. They will have some at the Red Hoods because they are the Thieves Guild and Espionage Guild. So whilst they all run around in red cloaks, they also have other disguise stuff that you can easily.
I imagine I've got a slightly brown one that looks a bit like a Jedi cloak.
Yeah, nice. Ah, yes, we've been watching Star Wars.
So you're Yoda.
These are not the elves you are looking for. Nice. So you guys make your way in whichever forms and guises down towards the shopping district. As it is the middle of the day, so it'll be fairly busy. You can hear as you get close to the big square, past where the inns and pubs are, the blacksmiths working away hard down the alleyway where the 3 blacksmiths are. You can hear and see there's a lot of movement. You actually see one of the guards, the elven guard force, make their way into that alleyway where all the blacksmiths are working. As you get to Edmund's Arcana, you notice that it is shut, boarded up.
After all of that, it's not even
I
open.
know, it's so funny. And it says closed closed until further notice was all it says on the sign that's put in the front of the door.
Well, that was a waste of time.
Can I see any other way into the building at all?
Yeah, you could. These are like terrace houses almost as they run down. So you know that they run with like a wide street. Then there's alleyways and there's back alleys. So you could go and see around the back. There's also first floor windows. So the shops sit on the first floor, which you can see is the door was boarded up. It's got the big window there. You could peek into the window. You could try and get up onto the first floor and see if there's a window, or you can go around the back and see what's going on in the back. Look, sorry, you should look upstairs. So,
Look up, yeah.
so I'm talking like a first floor window.
Yeah.
Oh, you just want to look from the ground into it.
Well, no, I want to try and get out there.
I was going to say, yeah, that's mental. You're trying to look. You're trying to peek into someone's bedroom from
No, I'm not going
the
to.
ground.
I mean, you could
Do a little jump.
wild shape into a spider and sneak in.
Yeah, that was good as well. Hold on. Yeah, cool. So climbing up will be difficult. You can get a boost from people if you're there. A couple of people boosting you up, throwing you up a little bit, but you will obviously be obvious. If
I
doing it.
might as well go spider up, and I.
Yeah. Nice. Spider up. Who's in street with you? Otto and Zaga. Once he gets there.
Otter's with him. Zaga is 10 meters behind with his hood up.
So the way Redvant works is it has this main walkway, pathway, road that runs through from north to south. It widens up into the big square where the blacksmiths are off, but all the shops and stuff are down alleyways. And this Edmund's Arcana was also off down one of the alleyways. So if once you get out the main square, the buildings are in most cases 2 stories high. Some of them go to 3, like 2.5, 3. With the passing guard of Elven Guard, they'd have to come down here to see you as they walk past, or flying over. They pretty much have to stop to look down. Flying over on the pass on the Griffin, you'd feel pretty safe if you were trying to get away from someone in the air. That darting down at these alleyways would be enough to keep you skiing. So you don't have to worry too much about being seen too close to each other.
Okay, then I'm with them at this point.
It's just through that main thoroughfare on that main high street that you'd want to watch yourself. Nice. So you guys keep guard. Poof. Von Van, you turn into a spider, climb up the wall, up to the window, have a little peek in. As a free peek in, as you're looking around, you can see that it is very pristine, very nicely laid out little homestead. There's like this front room here is like living quarters. You can see there's a small table, and you can see back to a small kitchenette. And as you stand at first glance, you can't see any movement inside, but you are just peeking quickly. You can roll perception if you want, or investigation if you're looking for something.
Get a better look.
What are you looking for?
I guess trying to see if there's any sort of signs of someone still being in there.
Yeah, cool. Give me a perception check.
Oof, that's a good first roll, and that's 20.
Oof. Roll again.
Waste it on a perception check.
Sorry, I've got that with disadvantage. Roll again. Nice. Nat 20. As you look around the room, you can see that there. It's still the day, so you're not seeing any like candles or any lamps that have been lit there. But as you pop around, you can see that the second floor hearth that's in like where the fireplace would be. You can see that there are still some like embers. You can see some fresh dust is the only word I have. But like the remnants of a fire that had been in there. You also can see that there's a few like on the side there's a plate and a cup, and you see there's some signs that someone has either left it there for a long time, or there has been movement and there is someone living in here. They're just not in this room.
Okay.
I'd say probably on a plate you see some like crumbs and like the crust left on a sandwich or something stupid like that. That just shows you that there. Whilst there's no one in here now, you can see that there's lots of signs that movement and life has been happening. Doesn't look like it's covered in dust and been left for 2-3 weeks. You just can't see someone in there at the moment.
While he's doing that, can I say to Otter, why didn't he just knock on the door? And if Otter wants to knock,
I mean, it's boarded up, so I'm guessing there's no one here.
I'm gonna bang on it anyway. And yell, "Shopkeep!"
Nice. Hayward, as you are Von Van, as you are the spider, up looking through the window, you just hear the banging from the door below. And as you are watching through, you see coming out of the kitchen from the back a small halfling-sized figure shoot round and shoot into a room on the right-hand side. To kind of pass through from a back room, through the room you're looking at, to the right-hand side. Would you know? You wouldn't really know how these are built, but you'd assume that maybe that's out to a staircase or out somewhere. There must be a way of getting from upstairs to downstairs. There's 2 doors in here. As you see someone just scuttle past and start going into a room as you lose sight from them.
I will wait a second to see if there's any sort of reaction downstairs too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that door led downstairs or whether it's just another room upstairs.
Nice. Coming around, Zaga, you banging on the front door, you hear a distant voice call out and just say, "We're closed! We're closed! Sorry, no stock. Not buying either in this time. Sorry."
I'll just call out, "We have gold!"
We're not supposed to, sir. You can hear you like thinking about it. He goes, "Hold on 1 second," and he scurries forward to the door, and you hear, whilst it's boarded up, you can see, you know when you have like blinds that you run down, so it's boarded up and you can't see through the door, and as you're kind of suddenly standing close, the voice goes from being distant to very close, as it says, "Who are you? Who are you working with? Where are you from?"
"You remember me?" And I take my hood down.
You can't see him and he can't see you.
"Oh, you remember the kobold, Zager? I've been here before. I shopped with you. I got gold."
Yeah, like I said, we're not. The elves have said that we're not to sell to anybody, and that's the rules I'm sticking by. As he kind of peeks through, sees who you are, and then you just hear, "Come round the back."
"Round the back. Okay. Alright, let's go."
Please go away. Order of the we're not selling any.
Closed. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Goodbye.
I mean, I guess seeing them move around, I'll fall back down, go round there with them as well.
Let's go down. Are we going to sneak into his house?
Drop form when I get round there.
Nice.
Hey, that was easy.
As you go around to the back and you go in. So again, it's like Coronation Street style, right? Very small alley that is mainly for throwing out refuse and shit. That you make your way up, go in, and there's a open back gate into a small courtyard area. And as you get close to the door, you can see just opening up, just peeking out, is the halfling of Edmund.
Hey, how you doing?
Close the door. Close the door. Close that door. In the courtyard door.
Whoever's at the back, close the door.
I'll close the door.
Right. He doesn't let you into the house. He just stays at the door. I am not supposed to be selling anything. The elves have come round, made it very clear. They cleared out a lot of my stock for bits, but a man needs to make money, and I haven't seen adventurers in a very long time. What do you need? What do you need? How much do you have? What can I do for you?
I look at Bonbon since he was the one that wanted to come here the most.
I've been looking for a certain kind of headband. Do you have any kind of magical headbands?
Magical headbands? He's like,
Want to keep the head out of your eyes?
yeah, like Mr. Motivator. He goes,
Just
headbands.
like the motivator.
Oh, just like Mr. Motivator, okay. Helms. Helmets or just headbands? Like jewelry, the decoration?
Yes, more jewelry, yes.
We had some, I don't know if we have, we had the good ones have gone. We have left on Helms, not Helms headbands. Headbands, no. The elves, you see, have taken quite a lot of the goods that we had in stock. We had a wonderful set, some really beautiful helms come in. I think the last one I had, or the one they left me with, is one that is gives you the ability to comprehend languages. But I did have I had stock that's been taken. One, a great one that gave the ability to teleport about, and I also had one that apparently imbued you with some intelligence. But the elves have confiscated those two, so I can sell you one on the comprehend languages if that's what you're looking for. Mainly, what they left with is a few potions and some of the lower end stuff. But I suppose I can. If you've got gold and you need some of those, I can definitely help. I think you were in the market for potions and pieces before, as he looks at Zaga.
I mean, potions are always useful. Do you know where the elves took your stock?
I'm assuming down to Old Bridge with everything else. They came round. I mean, they have the blacksmiths working night and day on new sets of armors and swords and bits that they haven't managed to bring up from Eden. And yeah, they came in and kind of by order of. So I mean, they paid me for them, but they paid me cost, which is not. I mean, at least they didn't steal them. But like I say, man's got to make a living on these things, and yes, they just took their pick of those that were in the higher price bracket, shall we say? And yes, and I got a little bit caught out there because I mean I made some good deals on some of these items. I mean, a lot of people sell these items; they don't really know what their value or worth is. So I made some potential to make some good money, but alas, I haven't a lot stolen, so I assume they are using them somewhere within whatever it is they're doing down there. I'm trying to stay away from it.
You have anything for scrying on people?
No, a lot of the scrolls that we had were actually had problems with. Apparently, there was some issue with some faulty scrolls coming out of wherever these merchants get them from. So no, we hadn't really kept any there. Not scrying, but I can look to see what scrolls I had left. Again, a lot of the scrolls they weren't necessarily interested in. They seemed to be going around taking armaments and swords, from what I could work out from the blacksmiths, and then they came here to take anything else that could help. Like I say, all the helmets and the major armor went, and it was only a few of the more decorative pieces that they decided to take.
Okay. What scrolls do you have? And also, do you have any good books?
What kind of books?
Well, I heard a rumor a long time ago about a book that would help me be more persuasive.
That's not a book that I've heard of, but I mean, that'd be great if you had one.
It would. You don't have anything like that?
No, books, I tend to go for the more ornate and useful design. There's this, the elves, the elves of Orhearth, some of these other places really specialised on the tomes and books and that sort of equipment. There was not much market for it here in Redvant. Not to say anything about the people of Redvant, but they tend to go more for the shiny.
Okay. Scrolls, I look at the others. Are you guys, anything else? Do you want him to check for?
No. I was hoping for one of those headbands that has been taken.
Yes, I mean, well, if you get them and can bring them back, I will. I mean, I can reimburse you with the cost of it. So if you find anything down there that you don't need, I can definitely take it off your hands for some gold. I will tell you now that I can only give you what they've given me back because I'm sat on a pile of gold that I just need to keep to replenish stock when all of this is over.
Of course.
Can I ask him if he has any information or knowledge of the artifacts I'm looking for?
Oh, yes. What are you in specifically going to show him something, tell him something, ask him about certain items?
Ask him about the artifacts relating to my patron.
Yeah, but are you just going to ask about artifacts for your patron? Because the listing you got was from a book that scholars could not even work out what the artifacts were. So do you have specific information from there you'd be asking for, or certain things? So the earrings would say, if you're like, okay, you're looking for a pair of earrings, so you can say you're looking for a pair of sapphire earrings. They could probably hone down where they might have seen that as an item versus this particular art. The fact that they're artifacts is pretty secret.
Yeah, like I said, describe the other artifacts I know.
Mm-hmm.
And the position of the water witch.
Yes.
I can't remember what they are now. The other ones.
Yes. Well, if you can't remember what they are, then you can't find them, can you? That's how they work. I was desperately trying to find my list of scrolls, but I've lost it. Yes, so you can ask as you go through and kind of hint towards. So are you looking for the ones you don't have.
Yeah, don't have.
Don't have.
'Cause I know she's got the conch, the necklace and the earrings.
Give me a persuasion check. Is it a persuasion check? Yeah, give me a persuasion. It's not really. It's his check. Give me a persuasion check anyway. I might get you a luck roll.
Ooh, that's not gonna be good. 11.
11. Okay, give me a luck roll. Just straight D20.
Oh, that's better. That's an 18.
18. As you're going through and explaining, like he's like, I mean, there's lots of stories about some of these items that come through. I can't really knock down. And then you mentioned the trident. So the two things that are left are a trident and a helm, like a helmet.
Yeah.
And a trident.
I thought I remember this trident, but I couldn't remember the helm.
Yeah. And on the trident, he's like, no, I mean, nothing that I've seen recently, nothing that comes to mind. He's like, I mean, there are stories that he's like, there used to be, there was the Borderlands folk there. I mean, some of those are, they moved inland. I mean, I think the original story is something about a lot of the Tritons moving inland and the merfolk living in the Borderlands rather than living out at sea because they were there to, they were sent there and to protect some goods. But I think now they just they have their little settlements, and I've heard that they're all moving off as well. So no, I've not seen a Trident per se, but I remember there was some like stories of the Tritons and the merfolk coming inland with some of their precious artifacts of their gods or whatever it was to protect them inland. But I haven't really haven't seen or heard anything other than those. If you're looking for these sort of mythic or dare I say fairy tale items, no, unfortunately, I mean, if you see it or find something like that, that would be quite the catch. But like I said, I don't think I'd even have the gold to take it off your hands.
I say thanks and give him 10 gold for his trouble.
I was like, oh, thank you very much. A little goes a long way in these times. You want no scrolls.
I'll also lean in and whisper to Edmund. The elves will be gone soon. There's rumours of an uprising.
He's like, oh.
So your items should return soon.
Oh, well, I mean, that's wonderful news. They have been quite pushy. I mean, I'm quite lucky. They left me at least with a pile of gold. But if there's no food to eat, gold doesn't get you very far. My rations are only going to last so long. But that is wonderful. Like I say, if this is the case and you have some information, then please bring back whatever you find. Anything you do not need. Like I say, I cannot give you maybe a rate that I would normally be selling for, but I can give you the price that I paid for it. This gold needs to go into my store. I have not much else if I don't have my shop. So a shop like mine without goods is no good whatsoever. As he fuck me.
Could I ask for a perhaps detailed description of the intellect headband?
Yeah.
Just know exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, he'd go through and can give you, and he would, he like closes the door, goes back, comes back with some of his stuff as he's flicking through. He gives you he can give you a few of the items actually to look out for. So yeah, he gives you, they're like sketches, they're very good sketches, but they're like sketch drawings of the items that you lost. So you can see kind of, goes through and shows you them, and it gets like kind of a rubbing of them, and hands you like rough sketches of what the helms look like, what the things look like, and some of the other items that have gone. I'll tell you what those items are after, but yeah, he can go through and be like, well, this is the stock that I had lost, so anything you want to, and he's under the impression that you're going to find it and bring it back to him, hopefully. Spell scrolls. As he goes through his stock, where is my list? There we are. Spell scrolls that are left are, again, mainly lower level spells. He's got first second, and I think that's it. Maybe 1 or 2/3. So he has. Oh my god. Yeah, 1/3. So he has. You ready? Is there anything specific you're looking for, or just like usual on our full list?
No, just if there's anything interesting.
Define interesting. Featherfall, mage armor, cure wounds, identify, charm person, magic missile, shield, sleep, grease, long strider, jump, spider climb, dark vision, misty step, enhance ability, hold person, levitate, mirror image, enlarge reduce, and haste.
You hear a voice inside your head saying, "Pick your wounds, pick your wounds."
That Misty Step sure sounds interesting.
He's like, yes, he is.
How much is that?
Misty step is that would be 200 gold.
And how much was Spider Climb?
Spider climb, and he goes down his list again. He's like, that's also 200 gold. Sorry, I'm just having a Pepsi.
350 for both.
I'm a man in very much need. These are prices that. Give me a persuasion check.
How much is major? I'm not major. Haste.
Haste. That one would be 300. That one is. I'm surprised they left it behind. Actually, usually if I get any of those in from my suppliers, they go fairly quickly.
Persuasion was 15.
15. You can see that he goes to put up a fight and is kind of a bit broken. If you're going to go together on stuff, then he will give you a discount. Or if you're going to buy like more.
Yeah, I'll get haste.
Yeah.
So 350 plus 250 for the haste. So we'll call that 600.
So you go. So what you getting? You're getting haste, and you want a misty step,
And the Spider Climb.
and the spider climb. He's like, I really need whatever gold I can get, but he's like, if you can bring me back some of my items, then 600 gold.
600 it is.
Nice.
250 to you, Otter, and 350 to...
Yep.
And now Zaga will very slowly try and pick out 350 gold pieces that are not from the 5,000
Not
special
from the
magical gold pieces that he very much does not want to let go of. Edmund may get annoyed at how slow this is and how long it takes.
Not just Edmund. So the rest of you. So you're going through counting a massive pile of gold. So there are the other two, Von
I've
and
poured
Otter.
them into my wargong,
Yep.
and I'm slowly picking them out because it's easier to see them in the wargong.
You can see, because I don't know, you guys wouldn't have had sight of this, so you can see that as you're going through, you go through your pouch, Otter, pull out the gold, hand it over, Edmund
I'll
takes
give
it.
him 25 platinum.
Oh, nice. Ooh, he's like, oh, platinum. I mean, I can't break this down right now, but that'll be useful for buying stock. Thank you. And he runs back and then gets your scrolls. When he comes out, as you can see, Zaga has taken a long time. In the time that he goes back and then comes back out waiting for you, Von and Otter, you can see what is happening. Zaga is pouring out gold into his Wargon and just picking out specific coins to put them to one side, and it's taken a long time. Also note, he has a fucking lot of gold.
Where the hell did you get all that, and why are you being so specific about it? Just
Got it from
found
the-
out
From the turtle!
on the total.
He sold my bagpipes! I took the money!
Well, that's fair, but, why didn't you just count 250? Why are you taking much time over it?
Don't worry about why!
Hey,
Worry about your gold!
Here, let me help you. And I got reach to carry on.
snatched the walk on the way instant.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch! Don't touch!
It's like that, is it? Okay. That's fair, I guess.
Yes, and this is still...
And I kind of
still
look
down.
over to Vaughn as if to say, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. It's almost like on the like, as he said, there's a little maybe a little smoke, little warmth, little heat coming from his mouth.
Does he have like the golem sort of snuffiness?
I would say maybe not to the full Gollum extent, but he's on a path to Gollum.
It's probably quite similar to how everybody else saw Otter acting with his book.
Yes. Yes. Where it's been like, no, don't worry about it. And it's like, no, I said don't fucking worry about it, all right? That's like, leave it. I was like, oh, okay. Oof. Nice, as you're counting your gold. Fewin and
Do we notice the green tinge to the coins?
ooh.
Well,
To the ones that he's picking out.
Well,
I'm not picking out the
no,
but they're in the Wargon. So if you're
amongst-
If you're looking at the
walk
Wargon.
down.
It's the middle of the day. Give me an investigation.
I rolled 2, so no.
No. No. You can see that there's difference. Like, you can see that some of them are like, but then again, gold is, the coins that are minted in different ways depending on where you pick them up from. You know that, and the same with like platinum's out.
I
in
mean,
big bars,
as a
so-
pirate, I'm guessing I've seen different minted coins.
yeah. So you
But I
can
wouldn't
see.
pick
there's
up
difference.
the tinged colour to it.
No, I would say in daylight as he's counting them inside a Wargon, they just look like any, without really studying them. It just looks like
Yeah.
it almost looks like he's just picking his favorite coins out as he goes, just as a weird practice. As he's like, these are the nice shiny ones. Don't spend the shiny pound coins. Spend the dirty pound coins. Here we go.
Oh, I'm collecting the Peter Rabbit ones.
Yeah, exactly. It's got that vibe about it. Until you try and help. As you count out the good, Fewin and Artar, is there anything you guys wanted to do?
I will slowly repeat the plan so that Arthur can write new cards.
Okay, cool.
And I'd also like to rummage around to pick my next fruit.
Oh,
when the others are back.
Okay, cool. Think about your
just
fruit
noticed,
description.
You're not going to have the
Roundhead,
fruit when it's
anyway.
just you and Arthur
Yeah.
there.
No.
No.
He's writing his cue cards. I don't want to distract him. I've picked which fruit it will be,
Okay, you've got a
but I'm
description.
waiting for the group.
Perfect.
As a
Can I just
similar, as an extension of that, as we've come to what me and Faye are doing, can I roll a check to see how legible my cue cards are?
How well you write them out? What would you even want to roll for that? It's like intelligible writing. Is it dexterity for writing, or is it just general intelligence?
And am
for
I going to
ability
have
write?
advantage because Faye helping?
Oh,
I think so. And I think it's going to be like first day of school in a new notepad when you really try and write nice.
Mm-hmm.
Surely
I said
it's
I didn't.
like,
By legible, I meant understandable, not pretty looking.
Yeah.
Also, Dan buys salt.
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
Okay, cool. So,
I've seen the the Discord chat, the Discord voice chat name. What do you want me to roll for it? I don't have to, but I just thought it'd be fun.
I think. What's your role on your sage thing, Faven? On your like knowing and
that's a
scribing.
question.
Does it give you a roll on there, or is it just?
It's not a roll, I don't think. I think it's
No, it's
just
just
a...
you know that stuff. I feel like it's an intelligence.
It's common akins now. Common akins. Does that disadvantage?
It's got to be an intelligence because it's your
No,
ability
it's
to
still-
like
yeah, I think it
lay
is
it out.
intelligent.
lay it out in a appropriate manner.
Because linguist is int, so I would just go with that.
Okay, I rolled it with advantage, assuming Phone was helping. That's 14. So yeah, I think I got the hang of it.
Yeah.
Not
Good.
all the detail, but like the general gist.
Uh-huh. Good. You've written the plan down on a piece of paper. Just definitely don't lose it. Or
Yeah,
do.
that was yeah.
There's no
cool.
fancy penmanship though.
No.
No, it's
No.
it's like block capitals instead of what's it called when it's joined up?
Cursing.
Cursive. Yeah.
Cursive. Yeah, it's not cursive.
He was focusing on the content, not.
Yeah. Which is
The look.
good. Is what you want for a cue card. 'cause
And
you're
I'm
about to
really
read it
proud of him,
quickly.
honestly.
I like it.
I taught him what a bullet point was.
That is true. Arthur does not know what a bullet point is.
You do now, Arthur, and I'm so proud of you.
Oh my god. Okay. Cool.
The real question is, in a fantasy realm, would it be called a bullet point?
Oh. Yes. Because
Okay.
the man. that-
We
Anyway,
spent-
sorry, I'm
It
doing
was
distractions.
general-
We've
it
got
was
stuff to
general.
do today.
We
How
spent an hour
do we?
doing that, so my disguise self has now dropped. But at least I
Good.
practiced.
Okay. Good. You practice what you look like.
I
and you
really
have
think you should borrow that hat.
someone needs. to.
No.
Cool. So
will
in that time, Zaga pays the man, and you guys get your scrolls. And I'm assuming unless you get anything else you want from Edmund, can leave the old man on his way. Like I said, he'll give you some drawings and some like notes for what was taken from him that he would pay you to get back. And I
think we
give you
will
that list.
definitely leave him with the impression that we might give him some stuff back.
Yeah.
Just the impression.
Yeah, I think he is well aware that you are adventurers, and he isn't giving you the best bargain, but he would really quite like them back. I think he's more hoping that you won't even want a lot of the stuff, and you'd rather take the gold, even if it's just some gold. So
That's a good assumption.
yeah, I think he's at the point where he's like, hopefully you're not going to want everything. Like, why if they took 4 helmets, why are you going to want 4 helmets? Maybe you'll keep the one you like, and then you'll give him and sell him back the ones he's got there, because he's not really out of pocket per se. The elves gave him gold, so he just wants to try and buy some of his stock back. So I think he's more just like, well, hopefully, if you do it, and you don't want the things you got, maybe you'll bring them back to me, and now we've done a trade, maybe we've got some goodwill. As he leaves you, locks the door, and then, or as he finishes up, and he's like, "Don't tell anyone you got them from me. I'm not supposed to be trading. Remember, mum's the word," and then locks you out. Anywhere else you guys were going before heading back for berry goodness?
I want to kind of have just a little wander around town anyway.
You want to die
Just
today?
Keep an eye out, see if there's anyone I like recognise that looks, I don't know, looks a bit out of place maybe, or like yeah, like who I would maybe recognise from the elf camp, or that isn't dressed as one of the guards.
Interesting.
I'll peacock around next to them.
I'm kind of
Giving the odd glance to Dagger behind us.
So
we
Zach
change
will say
the-
he'll meet you back at the Redvant place, and he's going to wander off on his own.
Can we change the team name from Redvant Rebels to Redvant Peacocks, please?
Yep. For sure.
Peacocking and prostrate, actually.
Cool. You can. I'm just trying to work out how you would even pick up, because you don't know that many people.
Yeah, so it's probably very unlikely to find anyone.
Yeah, I would say you are super unlikely to find anyone. Give me so you're just going to walk around. You are just looking at people. You're just like people watching, trying to spot anyone that is not in place. You're perception checking, essentially, is what I'm going for. You're not asking about. You're not trying to find information. You are just purely on the.
No, because do we actually have the details of any of the people?
You haven't had the details back of the winners yet. No.
No,
That'll be
so I guess
likely
for now,
tomorrow
I'm just gonna have kind of one quick little, like
Yeah.
one once around sort of thing to have a look for myself,
Yeah.
and then head back afterwards and maybe get those details.
Cool.
of
Nice.
Specific people.
Wicked. Give me a perception check. Very high DC.
That's a 10.
You don't find anyone you know.
Yep.
Zach,
If only I had that perception check on the other from the
that would have
previous
been a
one.
good one for the next.
Yeah, for that, sorry.
Zaga's plan was to cast invisibility on himself,
Yep.
and wander around the main shopping district and the bar area for the next hour.
Yep.
Just anytime he sees a group of people, he's going to wander over and whisper something about the Shadow Rider.
Mm-hmm. Were you
While
whispering?
invisible. Just, have you heard about the Shadow Rider?
Just general gist.
Oh, I'd love to see that Shadow Rider.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Cool. Give me a perception check. Persuasion.
That will be a 16.
60. Nice. Yeah, you intersect well into a few conversations. A few people turn around and are like, what? And they're like, the fuck? And you're like, oh shit, scare off. But you get a few groups, especially as it gets a bit later into the afternoon, getting closer to the evening when people are finishing and starting to drink. You can intersect into a few of the pubs, into a few of the crowds, and you hear that the kind of conversation picks up. You would also pick up as you kick that off, as it comes back round, where people are assuming the thing that they've heard on the street is that the Shadow Rider is going to appear again, and he's going to do something bigger than before. Like, he isn't just going to step in for someone this time around. He's going to do something much bigger. You know that actually it's you guys that are doing stuff, but you can feel that that's the vibe that's getting put around. Is when it gets mentioned, goes around a few times, and someone's like, "Yeah, but have you heard? This is like tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day when he really steps up for us."
Mission accomplished.
Nice. 16. Okay, pop that down. Cool. So yeah, you get that done. You start to intercede some drunken conversations.
While Von's looking around, he might see me wandering around, even though I'm invisible.
You're invisible. Oh yeah.
Just wondering what Zaga's doing going up to all these
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, I would see you the whole
Yeah.
time, wouldn't I?
Yeah. Within what's your? Oh, it didn't. It didn't. It's
Well,
not
as
10
long
foot,
as,
is it?
yeah,
It's
as
like
long as
60
he's
foot. Whatever.
within
Yeah.
60 foot.
Yeah. So you would know that he's invisible because you get like that weird like opacity to him where he's slightly different.
So if he steps 61 foot away from me, then he's just completely invisible.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How that works.
I still have no idea that he can actually see me.
Oh yeah. Super useful though. Nice. So you'll do that. Dick around for an hour or so. Come back, and that's enough time for Faywin and Arta to finish the cards. As Faywin has been feeling around for a fruit, so you'll meet back in feeling around for a fruit. Sounded so weird. As you'll meet back in the Red Hoods HQ. There's again a few Red Hoods knocking about. You can see there's a bit more activity. Those of you that stayed. As you kind of can get the feel that people are being pulled back from certain assignments, that the Red Hoods are either heading out to do recon on the Old Bridge site to try and get as much information as possible, or they're heading out to Hot Valley to again survey what's going on there and get ready for tomorrow. So it seems that whatever has been going on, that the Red Hoods are being pulled away from their other assignments and they're being pushed out to these two areas to get recon, to get information, to make sure that going into any plan that happens, the Red Hoods have as much information as possible. So things like the pirates are being dropped by them, things that, other things that might be going on in Beerport or elsewhere. It's like, no, right, we'll just leave that for a couple of days. We've got concentrate on this for 2 days. So you can hear as they're moving backwards, forwards, Faywin and Nata, that groups of people groups of Red Hoods are getting together, heading out, and they're either going one way or the other.
While we're sitting there and then in and out, and we're obviously doing our cue card, can I listen out to hear if they talk of any plans or anything, just to kind of get a heads up of what?
Yeah, you're in there, so you could ask them if you wanted to. Just ask them for the plans. You wouldn't necessarily have to like try and sneak. It's not like you're in their headquarters, so you can kind of get a feel. I think they would explain that. Essentially, they're explaining that the crews now are on recon.
Right.
It's about having eyes on Old Bridge, trying to get numbers of guards, trying to get movements of the guards, trying to get movements of like the bigger bruter guys, trying to spot any hostages where they might need to go for that. And then on the Hot Valley side, it's all around the entrances, exits, and where they might be able to place themselves if there was like mass movement of people. Like if this goes horribly wrong and they need to move people out, where can they move? Where can the Red Hoods move in and out of? Where they be able to find you entrances or exits into the Hot Valley side that's not with the general populace. So it's less recon and more. It's a different kind of recon, I suppose.
For the groups the group that I speak to, would they know who Bo is or not? Because I know the Viper knows, but they would. Can I give them a description of what he looks like, just in case they see him as part of their
and I think as they go through that, they've got a list of people that they're looking for.
Okay, cool,
I think he would probably be on that list, but as
Andriel,
a druid, Andriel's not on that list. No, you didn't tell her that she was missing there. Is she there?
I'd like to tell them that my dearest friend, who's still alive, other than this party, is missing, and I will give her description just in case.
They're like, this isn't a missing service, this isn't a missing person service. This is like a specific mission. So, is she?
I remember that when we. Never mind.
Have you tried checking that big pile of dead bodies by the river?
Off you go on your mission. Be gone.
Cool. So Red Hood's out. So that's what they're doing today. So you all meet back downstairs in the Red Hood's HQ. Get yourself some evening meal. Bit of whatever alcohol was left behind.
Is there any of the scouting teams still left to go back out?
No, they're looking for
Andrea. They've been given this urgent mission. Probably not. You'd get them coming in a few hours because this is a weird time. Essentially, they would have gone out like midday-ish and they'll be coming back midnight-ish. So it'll be the evening that they do the changeover for the night guards. But yeah, for individual scout teams going out, probably not. But if you were trying to get hold of Viper or someone for like overview stuff, then they would be around. But the individual teams, you'd be trying to grab like 1 or 2 people as they're going out for a patrol.
Okay, I just want to maybe give like Viper a heads up on some of those items as well that I'm missing. See if anyone sees where stuff might be being stored or something like that as well. So have an idea on that as well.
Then you would know they're not going into the site.
Okay.
They're just watching from afar. They're not going over that wall. They're just perched up at different places inside Redvant, looking over the wall best they can and monitoring count. It'd be mainly counting number of staff, counting patrols, doing timings on who's coming in, coming out, trying to estimate a size. They're not going to be trying to. There's no way they're sending any more people in there to get caught. So yeah, they wouldn't even. They know that like you get the intel on the cages and the people that are caught there. They've got no interest in trying to risk more life to go in there, even to free them, because it's just going to disrupt what's going on. Right now, it's collect as much raw data as they can on the elf movements, so they can hopefully spot something or have at least be able to react in the right way when a plan's ensued. But that's what they're going for. They're not going to go in and start snooping. Nice. Have you found a fruit?
I will take this opportunity at the table to say, I'm going to send Bo a message.
What are you going to say to him?
I cast sending, and without thinking about it, I'm like, Bo, tomorrow's the day. There's a plan. Well, I think there's a plan. Arda knows the plan. I'm looking at Arda. Be ready.
And I get my cue cards and I just kind of like go to like throw them in the air, and then I realise no, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. And then I kind of present the first one to Zaga, and it says, "Rebellion start. Red Hood start whispers of rebellion."
I did that already.
Yeah. Ah, shit. Nice. So you
I get the quill and I put a little tick next to it.
I just want to stress that at no point did I give Bo any useful information.
I mean, you gave him hope, and sometimes hope's all we've got. As you give him the message, you get back a very slow, laboured message from Bo that just says, please be careful. I hope all goes well. I don't have much time.
You sound tired.
I've been running all day. But yeah.
I don't know why he'd be tired. He's probably tied up.
They're probably not feeding him, Simon.
Maybe he doesn't have a comfy pillow.
Maybe the death beam is sucking out his energy, sapping him of life.
Wait, it can do that.
Like all your friends.
And we're going to leave that there, and I kind of like shuffle my cue cards and kind of look in the other direction.
And on that bombshell, we'll be back next week. Nice. So what's great is Fabian's about to eat a fruit. That could go really well.
Oh, shit.
Have you picked your fruit?
Yes. It's in the palm of my hand.
La
warming
description, please.
It is a very flat-looking blueberry, shaped slightly like a galaxy minstrel.
Oh, a flat.
What the hell is a galaxy minstrel?
You know the
Don't you worry
minstrels?
about it. Yeah.
The little chocolates.
Oh, is Galaxy the brand that makes them?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't that in depth with the law.
Oh, okay.
I
That doesn't
apologise.
naturally fit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D6, please.
3.
Oh, okay.
So I let everyone know I'm eating a fruit.
Flat. Yeah.
Zaga steps back because last time he was burnt.
Yeah. That's why I was just like, which ones are left? Flat blueberry brackets, like Galaxy Minstrel. You eat the berry. You feel a little fart coming. No. Give me 1 second. Hold, please. Hold, please. Talk about yourself. I'm on a webpage that's far too long. How will you feel? Interesting. This is a more difficult one to explain because it's not visible. Your body does not change. You do not grow or shrink or anything else. You feel with this berry that you are feeling not necessarily lucky, that you feel more competent, that you feel like maybe you have an edge up over others. You have some kind of advantage.
I feel like that most days with this lot.
What? Even, well, I mean, that's just that's natural. You don't need this berry, but yes, you can gain advantage by drinking this potion, and you drink it. It lasts for. Oh no, sorry, you drink it. You eat it. It lasts for an hour, and you can pick the roll that you use it on.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, you can pop a berry like that, hold on to it, and use it as and when you so think it makes sense to do so.
And is it just on
All D20
skill
rolls.
checks? So it wouldn't be advantage on an attack or anything
Yeah.
like that. It would just be on anything. Okay,
Any
cool.
D20 roll. Yeah. So it's a good one to. It could be a good one to preempt and pop a berry in, knowing that you've got advantage, and then you can use it for a roll coming up whenever you like. It's a bit like inspiration, I suppose.
Baywin, you look a bit more snooty than usual. Like you think you're better than us.
She usually looks like that, Zaga. You should have realised that by now.
Utter, I have spent all afternoon going.
I
through
wasn't
your
denying you were
keycards.
better than us. I was just saying you look like you think you're better than us.
Don't make me shred them.
I was agreeing.
You have
with both of you.
I was agreeing. You have 5 more berries to go through. You have potentially a big fight coming up, so it's up to you whether you want to try and do more in one night.
I am more than happy to eat more berries.
It's whether you want to, because obviously we can go if there's certain ones you want to start thinking about using. We need to divvy out what you've got. But yeah, I'm just saying it's up to you. If you want to try and get through, you've got 5 more to try and classify. So it's up to you. But obviously you're starting to see a range of different abilities you have for these berries. You have a big fight.
So I've got Enlarge Fire Breath, 1 hour blessed plus 10 temp hit points and D4 on top of attacks and saves, and then the advantage one.
Yeah, Enlarge Advantage, Heroism, Fire Breath.
That's a good set.
It's a pretty good set.
I'll go for 2 more if I may.
Ooh.
It's already written out what they look like.
Yep.
Is that okay, everybody? If I just eat a bit more fruit?
Oh, did you write what they look like on the cue cards?
What the fruit looks like.
I'm
Can I
gonna
just
shred.
ask, out of character, if we end up going back to Allhearth, will her parents have more berries?
If the tree doesn't turn into a butler and kill them, then maybe. Yeah, could well do. It's as long as Faywin's mum stays alive.
Don't ever fool that face when you
Is
speak
Faywin's
about my
mum her
mother.
friend? I just need to ask.
Yeah, I need that clarification as well because it's a real big
It's
plot
like
point.
upgraded friends, so I feel
Ah,
like that
okay.
gives her some sort of protection.
She's the
No, not that
baddie.
face. The opposite.
She's the baddie. I like
You need to
it.
downgrade the friendship, not upgrade it.
Yeah, potentially though. Yeah, that the idea of using that berry and having it there is that if you go out to Allhearth, she might not have such a large bumper crop, but based on rolls. Actually, no, you just rolled really fucking well, didn't you, with this one? That's what happened. So yeah, there'll be berries there, and we can have you pick whichever ones you want. It's just a fun way of giving out potions, I suppose. So you're gonna do 2 more. What ones you doing?
Yes. I'm going to take out a see-through kiwi. A little bit like when you peel a grape. Have you ever done that? It's sort of like fleshy and you can see the inside of the fruit.
Oh, okay.
just me.
Okay. A see-through grape.
Is it still furry if it's a
Well, it's a kiwi if you skin the kiwi, but it's slightly see-through and it's still got all the pips and stuff in it.
Skinned kiwi, but it's naturally skinned.
Yes,
Okay.
and slightly see-through.
Slightly see-through. Okay. How's it kiwi? How do you spell kiwi?
Kiwi.
Oh, how do I spell it? It looks weird. I'm just
It's not a word we come across in
Yeah, I
most
don't use it a lot. I
day-to-day
was like,
conversation.
is that? How you spell it?
I don't know.
Looks like I'm spelling Wi-Fi
About New
wrong.
Zealanders, you say Kiwi all the time.
Yeah, true. Nice. So you pull out what's the other one you're pulling out?
It's a very, very small crimson fig.
A crimson fig. Okay, give me 2d6 rolls. That doesn't quite make sense, but I'll make it make sense. I'll do it a bit dog shit.
The first one was 3 again. You need me to reroll.
Why not? Because I'm just going down the list, so it's just like...
Okay. And then 5. 3 and 5.
3 and 5. 5 works really well. 3. Let me just Google. I wrote them down, but some of them I don't know what they do. Okay, so what was the second fruit description?
The small crimson fig.
Oh yeah.
Or the
crimson
see-through
fig. Yeah,
kiwi.
no, I know. I remember the see-through kiwi. It creeped me out.
Good.
Whoa! P-O-L-M-N-O-P. Cool. So you pop the which one to eat first?
The kiwi.
The see-through kiwi.
Yes.
Faywin, as you eat the see-through kiwi, delicious. But as you eat it and you kind of like center in and feel like what might be going on, you know, the fire breath kind of cause that intensity in your like body as you're trying to zone in on the magic. You're not really feeling that much. Then as you look down, you realize the berry in your hand is just floating, as the rest of you just see Faywin disappear.
I don't.
Oh, apart from Von Van, who can see Faywin with an opacity that maybe indicates that she might be invisible.
So that's what it's like when I do it.
You can't see invisibly. Oh,
No,
when you go
when I
invisible.
go
Yeah.
When I just disappear in front of him.
Yeah.
Do I know
I'll-
that I'm invisible?
Yeah,
Like,
because
I
you're
can't
looking at your
see my own
hand and you're just there. You're looking at your hand and you can see that. Oh no, I suppose the berry would go invisible as well. But as you're looking at your hand, you would realize that you're actually invisible. You have this like
I
to
turn
your
around
body
to,
this weird. I don't know. Again, opacity to your skin. You can see that you are.
I tap Zaga on the shoulder. So you
Yeah. The fuck was that?
Oh, so I turn around to Zach and be like, oh, so you can see invisible people too?
What do you mean you can see invisible people?
Never mind.
Do you eat the second
I
one?
go up
Suddenly worries about some of the things he does at night. Invisibly.
Oh god. Faywin goes up to Ottar and starts to, although I'm invisible, start to plait his beard. So his beard's just moving.
That's consent. That's well out of order. Are you just going to enjoy this for an hour?
Yes, and then I'm gonna take the cue cards off Arta and just run around with them. Because I imagine, because I wasn't holding them when I was invisible, they're now just floating
They are
around.
just now floating around. Yep.
Yes, I will do that.
Oh, there's a ghost.
Yeah,
A ghost
you
has
you
stolen
all
my
are
cue
quite
cards.
aware, having seen Zaga go
This
invisible
looks
before.
so stupid to me, right?
Yeah, to you. You're just seeing Faywin run around. You know when someone thinks they're invisible?
I stand still and I look at Ron and I can see that he's staring
staring
straight
right
at
at
me
you,
and I
yeah.
frown.
Yeah.
I'm real angry at him.
You do like the step to the left and
It
he
was a-
follows you, and the step to the right and he follows you, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm sulking at that point.
Nice. Do you want to eat your crimson berry?
Yes. Can I, when I'm invisible, can I now be like, okay, I don't want to be invisible anymore? Even though I'm eating the berry, or does it just
No,
last?
it lasts for an hour.
Okay,
Does
so I'm
it
about to
end
eat a
with a
berry
spell
invisible.
or an
It ends
attack,
with,
like
ends with a
mine?
spell or attack the same way, yeah. It's still standard.
So if I were to spell
Yeah.
or attack, okay, could I unarmed strike? Zaga, please.
Yeah? You want to roll attack? You want to roll initiative? Or?
Are you going to use advantage on this as well?
Zaga's, yeah, you're invisible, so you get advantage.
I
Well,
was
you got
gonna
advantage
say-
from the other berry.
Oh, yeah, you do
yeah,
get
I
advantage.
still have advantage.
Yeah, attack
So I
advantage.
shall,
Yep.
and that'll. Oh no, it's only a 14.
Ha! You missed. Well, I feel like
But
a
do you
wolf
know
goes
that
past
she
my face.
missed?
No, you just...
Can-
Yeah, because you can still
Feels
hear.
feels the wind
So
go past.
invisible is weird. Invisible doesn't make you like completely undetectable to stealth. Like as she's running around, you would hear her feet on the floor skipping around, so you can hear someone's moving. You just can't see. So yeah, and you'd hear if she punched close to you, that there was the air would still move past you. Yeah.
And then the invisibility ends.
I like
Yeah,
I like to
invisibility
think that the cue cards were in her other hand, which made it very obvious where she was.
Could Could I
Great
not
city
just
gummy.
keep going around and trying to punch all of them until I knock myself out of invisibility?
Oh, you made an
Um,
attack, so doesn't the invisibility
yeah,
go
the
away?
invisibility ends on an attack.
Okay, cool. Cool.
What did you just do?
I
mean-
ate a berry, Zaga.
Her fist will still be out in the air, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because
Huh?
as if I keep the attack.
Yep. And I'm not going
If
to
you
hide
make
it.
an attack roll,
And
deal
then I
damage
just
across the
slowly
spell, yeah.
place the cards back down on the table towards us. I was just spell checking them.
Nice.
I look a bit upset
Ah.
and not angry, just disappointed.
Perfect. How I feel most times we're in battle.
I didn't say that aloud. Jesus.
Oh, right, okay.
Whoops.
And then
Crimson-
small crimson.
Crimson
fig.
berry. As you eat the small crimson berry, you explode and die. No. You eat this berry. You again, difficult one for you to feel because nothing happens to your body or gives you anything. You don't breathe fire or anything stupid, but you feel like you have had like a Red Bull. You feel very, very. Oh no, let's have Red Bull, like a healthy drink, like a smoothie. You feel vitalized. You would have, if you had any, have removed any levels of exhaustion you had. It's a complete exhaustion reset. Ends the poison condition if you are poisoned. And for the next 24 hours, if you roll hit points for any hit die, you get the maximum number on your dice. So if you take a short rest and you roll dice to get your health back, you just take the maximum on that dice.
Lovely.
Yeah. It's called a berry of vitality. Can you also give me a roll? How many berries did you eat? 3.
Yes, 3.
Can you give me a roll on your rolled magic table, please?
Is this that I'm gonna get diarrhea or something for having too
You've had
much
3
fire?
berries, you're going to get the magic shit.
You are getting the magic shits, yeah.
Just a D20, you said.
What's the thing say on your Feywild child on your shard? It's the same roll for that.
Yeah, I think it's D20, which was 7. Hold on, let me double check.
It's a D20, but you ate 3 berries.
Why can I not find it? Oh, no. Oh, so it would count as 3 charges, would it?
No,
It would be the same as
each
3
berry,
charge.
each berry is a 3 on the wild magic table, and you had 3, so you've got to roll an 11 or lower, or whichever way around you want to do it, 9 or higher.
I scored a 7. I got a 7.
We'll do it the wrong way then, shall we? So yeah, you've eaten all these berries. As the berries mix inside you, as a way of the berries obviously are incredibly powerful, and you could just gloop them all up and make yourself super, super powerful. Obviously, there are some downsides to this. So, do you have on the magic shard? Does it have your magic table on there?
Yeah.
Can you roll on that, please? D100, and tell us what you get. Or
Is it going to be
Okay.
a unicorn?
oh,
bet.
please don't be a unicorn! Don't make it good. No. Wait. You know what the table is. How can we trust you? Are you running on D&D Beyond? Someone tell me what it rolls.
Yeah.
6-0.
Don't ruin it, anyone, because I know what you're like. You'll bloody say it above me, so shush.
Okay.
It is. Oh. You regain your lowest level expended spell slot.
Ah.
If I had have got 57 to 58, any flammable object you touch would burst into flame.
Yeah.
They
That
go
would
off
be
and
nice
do
to-
It's a dangerous one. But yes, okay. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
really exciting.
you know that and that will apply to whoever eats multiple berries, because those berries, obviously, if you look at those berries and some of the skills you've got on there, pretty sick. You can make yourself large in, well, at the moment you can get advantage, heroism, fire breath, be large and invisible, and get maximum hit dice. But if you eat 6 berries, each one is a 3, so you'd have to roll a 19 or 20 to not have a wild magic effect happen. Obviously, some more magic effects can be good, but the more berries you eat, the more you make it, the more likely you're going to get hit with wild magic surge. So risk and reward. And it's wild magic, so
really
who fucking
wish
knows?
a unicorn had just appeared in
Imagine that had happened, and I would have ruined my own life.
I'm so excited that I want to eat more berries just to see if I have to roll again.
You come
Just
back
in
in the
case
next
I get
day
eaten.
and Faywin is sat in a pile of flames, blue-skinned with no hair, as she's eaten so many berries to try and get a unicorn, but actually got nothing.
And then I'm petting the unicorn, so I don't care that I do.
I don't
The
think you get
unicorn's
the
controlled by
unicorn.
the DM,
Yeah.
so the unicorn just run off straight away.
It's just crying because
Tell him
the
that.
unicorn walked away straight away. He's like, I don't want to be here. It's a really snooty
Don't tell
little
him
bitch.
that.
Oh,
I think Herb should secretly rework the wild magic table so Faven doesn't know what it is.
yeah, I wasn't doing that. Wait, where is that wild magic table?
In the item, when you scroll down to the second paragraph, it says Wild Search Table.
This is the new one. They've retweaked the magic table.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, because 60 on the I just looked at the wild magic table under wild magic sorcery, which is the one I was using before, and it says you cast a random spell. So you
Where's
could.
unicorn on the new list?
I just
It's not
clicked the.
Yeah,
link
it's the one.
in
It's the old
item.
one. Yeah, I think they retweaked the thing. Oh wait, is there a unicorn on the new table? We're moving to the new rules. There's no unicorn.
You're joking. It should be 47 to 48.
No, the new one.
Yeah, I
No.
know. We can look for 47 and 48.
No, it's not there. It's not there. Spectral shield, potted plant.
No.
That's still there. Oh no.
Is there any that just makes a tree grow?
Hope so. Oh wait, yeah, there is. Yeah, so you would have just potentially cast Fireball or Fog Cloud. Ah. Oh, and you could turn into a goat. Oh my god, that would have been so much better on the new one. Yeah. All right, we'll have to have a look because maybe we need to look at the new table for unicorn.
But maybe
purposes.
keep unicorn in as well.
That was nice.
Okay, thanks everybody. That was me eating fruit.
Nice. So it's fruit. So yeah, you have some powerful berries. But yeah, that's a good way of. I was waiting till you eat multiple ones, but that's a good way of knowing that yeah, you can't. You have. They are very powerful. You have 1, 2, 3 left to find out. But if you want to start using them, then let us know. We can roll for how many of the different types you'll get. Because again, you're going into big battles. But just know if you eat multiples, you are going to have to roll on Wild Magic table, which could be beneficial, could also not be beneficial.
Exciting.
But there's no unicorn.
Yeah. Endgame. Nice. So you're all together. You've just watched the Berry Fest. What would you like to do with
I
you?
think we should get a good night's sleep before we attempt this plan. And I look at Arthur again. Any mention of the plan, I look at Arthur.
I bring out the next cue card, assuming I've got them back,
Uh-huh.
and it says Von goes to VIP box, and I point at it.
Said that straight away.
Do I get a response from anyone, or Zaga, or
Please.
am I just stood here pointing like I'm waiting for someone at an airport?
I look down at the card and am now reminded of the plan. Thank you, Arta. And in my bag, I'd like to take out.
Better not be a bloody berry.
It is a berry.
Yep.
It's the pink curved star, which gives 1 hour of bless, 10
Mhm.
temp hit points, and plus D4 on attack rolls and save. And give it to Von and say, "You're going to be in the box. You may need to use this." And give it to him.
Thank you.
What about
Use it
Arthur?
right.
He's going to be in the box.
I don't have that many. And he can go invisible and blink out.
Nice.
Fine. I
Fine.
didn't want one anyway.
I don't want fruit. I don't even like fruit. Perfecto. So you going to bed?
If we have half the fruit each, does it give us half the effect each?
No, it doesn't. Those that ask Hatter-like questions will be punished. I know you've given us all this stuff, but can we just have some more? No. Not until you can take your go in less than 25 minutes.
Yeah, Zaga's looking to go to bed. He wants to get some rest before he has to try and remember a plan while acting out the plan.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot. Yeah, you need full
There's
brain
a
power.
plan.
There's a plan. There's not really a plan. Perfecto Mundo. So you have the evening. Yeah, you can go take your long rest. Those that are going to sleep, as you are in the safe bosom of the Red Hoods HQ. and awake on the day of the event. I feel like this could be a long day, so I suggest we take a pee break now, because I drank lots of 7-Up and I need... Oh, I've got hiccups and need a wee wee. So quick pee break, and we will be back for the day. So if there's any time of thinking about some plan stuff you want to do for the day, now's the time to do it.
Before we go to sleep,
No.
someone's able to put healing word in or key runes in this.
Yes, yeah. Load up the rings. So decide what you want to put in the spell rings if you're going to be using them. This is you have the evening. So whatever you want to do, decide what you're doing now, and then long
I'll
rest.
throw a healing bird in the ring for you if you want.
Does someone want to? I was about to say blast me with a spell. That sounds a bit bad. Because I can use my reaction on the bow to store it in there.
Oh shit! There's not a time limit on that, is there? Does it live in there?
It lives in there.
What level spell can it absorb?
Up to second or lower. Spell absorption, and you'll get to cast it at me as well, which is quite nice for you.
I can Eldritch Blast you.
Isn't that a cantrip? Does it store cantrips?
How does it work in terms of what it fires back out?
If the wielder of the bow is the target of a spell included in an area above, provided at second level or lower, the Kadir antler blow absorbs the spell within its antlers. If the reaction is taken and no spell effect, the bow stores it. When the Kadir absorbs a spell, any spell should be previously stored will dissipate. So it just stores it in there, and then I can use that.
You use it when she fires it, yeah.
I will.
I'm finding else does, and I just Eldritch Blast Faven.
So there's already one in there, is there? Whoops. Can it be?
It just takes over if someone does put down anyway.
Yeah, so you do the spell damage type, and actually cantrips are pretty good to put in there because cantrips count as second level spells. So it does an additional. If you've got one, it is only a recharge. You can only do it once, so you're good to have it stored in there. But it does a D10 per level of spell. But cantrips can't as level 2 spells. So an Eldritch Blast would give her 2d10 of force damage on top of her first bow attack. Or the first attack you choose to use the casting one, I suppose.
Yeah, force is a good one. Eldritch Blaster.
Yeah, and then you can keep absorbing as much as you want. You just can't fire it back because it's got the recharge.
I've been waiting for this day. Eldritch Blast.
I've been waiting.
Faywin's looking out the window and misses it and just gets hit. No, I absorb it. So does that mean then if I want to use that, I can't then attack? That is my attack. I can't then shoot an arrow.
It adds to your attack.
You attack and then you add it to it. Yeah, you're antler casting. So you'll be like, I'm making an attack, and you're like, I'd like to put the antler casting on this one, and then poof, you just do
Got it. So I just roll extra dice.
You roll 2d10 of force damage. Yeah,
perfect.
on top of the
Don't
thing you do.
miss.
Yeah, just don't miss.
Yes.
What were you going to put in it? I would.
Oh well, I was just going to do a guiding bolt.
That'd be radiant damage. Yeah, so the only thing you're looking at is what type of damage, spell attack damage would be useful to put in there. But yeah, also, it's annoying because it does. Oh, we'll have a look at that. It's only at the one-time recharge, which makes sense because it's 2d10, right? That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. I was thinking that because you're going to use it once per short or long rest, so you'll be able to use it once per fight. But I was like, oh, that's not good. And I was like, yeah, no, that is good. What am I talking about? That's like, oh, do you want an extra 2d10 damage on everything you do? No, thank you. I'd rather not.
If you crit with that as well.
Yeah. Oh, God, don't.
I could use all of my Fey magic
It's going to make me bad.
boost
Yeah,
me
do it
up
once.
to a 20.
Cool. Right, I need a wee wee. So, yeah, work out if there's anything else you want to do. If you're not, just hit your long rest button and we can wake up on the day and work out what your plan is. The death run is not until the evening when you'll be going, but it's whether you want to go down and travel with the Elven Guard so they know what the plan is, whether there's anything you want to do in the day. In the morning, you'll be given the list of the survivors of the Shadow Ride or the Shadow Riders, people that you stepped in for. So you've got a few things to plan out for the morning, but you can think of that. What's that be?
Ready as we'll ever be.
Ready as will ever be. You wake up, fresh, on the day of the death run. You have la morning and a bit into the afternoon before the events happen. It doesn't care for business hours. It's like a mid-afternoon, late afternoon event. Early evening, a bit of entertainment for the crowds as they feed them a little bit with some food. as well as getting more hyped up, and everyone bets and gambles on the death run. As you wake in the morning, there is a note left for you from a Viper with a list of 2 names of people that were replaced by the Shadow Rider, who are living locally and would talk to you guys. They've been warmed up to talking to you, so it gives you some names and addresses for them. And then, and that's it, I think. That's all they give you the information for the morning on. Yeah. And so I suppose it's really up to you about what you guys want to do. If you want to try and do anything with La Shadow Rider this morning, or you're going to just prep yourself for the event. You can go to the Hot Valley, you can go and do some scouting and some stuff if you want to prep a little bit more and give yourselves ins and outs. Or you can just decide what you're going to do for a plan, and we can move forward in time. Fully up to you.
Zaga will find a comfy-looking sofa and stretch out and close his eyes until it's time to go to the stadium.
Nice. Full prep.
He doesn't see the point in interviewing people that the Redvants have already spoken to, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever you guys want to do, I'll be chilling.
I just want to look through my cue cards, make sure they're in the right order. I've numbered them, but obviously when Feywind took them, I want to make sure they're in the right order.
Mm-hmm.
I've already ticked off the rebellion, Red Hood start word of the rebellion, so I'm just waiting on Von Goes to VIP box, and I keep looking at it, waiting for it to happen, expecting it to kind of start any moment now.
Yeah.
Because there's a big gap.
Yeah, because Feywind holding those cue cards is the problem here.
Look, they may have been on my pillow when I slept at the inn or wherever we were staying, Druid Grove, whatever, and I may have rolled over onto them in my sleep, and so when I woke up, they were in a pile, and then I had to rearrange them.
Covered in drill.
How are you sure you got them in the right order? If they
I
weren't
numbered them.
beforehand?
I numbered them.
Can you
Yeah,
count?
afterwards.
Did you number them correctly, though? Can we roll for
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Oh, God.
When Otter grabs a soul.
Brackets, psychopath.
Brackets, psychopath.
I'm really looking forward to once Von goes to the VIP box, he instantly world shapes us into pigeons.
I feel very uncomfortable that you've taken the plan that I wrote out word for word as well.
I only got a 14 on my roll.
This was a gist thing. Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm filling in the gaps. They're cue cards, not a story.
Okay.
I want to do a little bit of scouting up the Hot Valley area, I think, beforehand.
Yeah.
Also, I'll pass the out of the skies over to Feywind and say,
Thank you.
one of you guys use this. You go into the crowd.
I think I may use it actually because I tried this first day and whilst I was incredibly good at it, it doesn't last very long. And because Sylvanas and Co know what I look like, I'd rather that drop in the middle of things. Thank you.
I think the hat lasts the same amount of time, but you can
Oh,
recast
but I
it.
can, yeah, for free, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So I could be like, okay, I cast it as we're entering, and then we're there for an hour, and then I recast it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bothered if it drops during the fight. Sort of thing. Thank you so much. And then I check with Zaga that he doesn't want to use it himself.
No, I don't think it would be very effective if I put it on my head right now.
Okay. No worries.
I love
Your
that.
head is slightly larger than the last time you wore it, I suppose.
My head looks great. What are you talking about?
I didn't say it's a bad thing.
What day
Just
is
looking a bit like you've got a muscly head.
it? A muscly head?
Zaga doesn't know how to take that comment, so closes his eyes again.
You know, that muscly head you've got. What day are we on? Hang on. Old muscle
Sorry, I
head.
was giggling because I don't know where that even came. Jesus. This is going to end well.
It's really started on a strong foot. Cool. So we don't need to necessarily go and do stuff. So if there's areas of Hot Valley scouting and stuff that you want to do, just let me know what you want to roughly do. We do some rolls, and I'll give you some information.
Well, I assume someone else will come with me, well, because they're going to be going into the crowd.
They're going to be good.
Because they'll need to know.
Oh yeah.
Get an idea of exits and entrances.
Yes. So I suppose.
Or would Viper be able to provide that information?
It would. I would recommend that you do the scouting bits you want. There'll be some information that the Viper and Red Hoods have, and then there's a brief that happens before you like go out to do the plan. Where it's like this is because I can bring the map up then, and you can kind of go. This is what we know. This is what we saw. Therefore, this is what we think the plan's going to be. So you guys can do a pre-game before you go in. Not a pre-game dump, but a pre-game plan. And a poop as well. So you can do this. Whoever wants to go and do rolls, you can do it. If two of you go, you can go with advantage. If you both spot for stuff, you can help each other out. But yeah, it's really up to you what you want to look for. Anything you want to look for that's going to help you with your plan or idea, or areas you want to know more about, this is your chance to ask for it to try and get more information that might give you something on the way. You can also do it in the midst of action happening as well. But obviously, the more you know in advance, the better. Well, potentially better.
Yeah, I just want to try and get an idea of the entrance and exits, and then maybe I mean, can we get into the stadium or not?
Potentially with a good stealth roll.
I think I want to, for my scouting, just while they're thinking, I want to look at sort of what the big streets are to get towards the thing.
Yeah.
Just to get an inkling of because you imagine there'll be lots of crowds and stuff. So that's probably the best escape route. That's what I want to kind of look into.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, nice. So you can go and spend. So give me a perception or investigation, whatever you choose for the road stuff. For Hot Valley, if you want to get inside, give me a stealth roll. Not necessarily that you're going to be caught, but if you don't roll high, you might not get in as far as you'd like to get in.
The road's perception was... where's my perception? Was a dirty 20.
Oh, nice. 30-20. So, zip. The main road that runs up from Old Bridge through Southtown, up past the Cloud Port and into Hot Valley is the main way in and out. There is a... much like in the south and much like when you came in, there is a gate. There is that palace, that wooden log wall that goes round, and a gated area there. And there is Hot Valley sits outside. The same way Old Bridge sits outside the city in the south, Hot Valley sits outside the city in the north. So, and you have been there before because you went to do the ghostly thing there. So you know that's a pinch point. If you're looking at main road, the main road itself is wide and while things like football crowds going to a football game, it will be full of people as they slowly march.
Yeah, that was exactly my not artist, but my process.
Yeah. So there is the pinch point with the gate. You know that it's going to be there. If something happens, that they could close and lock the gate because you have that natural pinch point. The road itself, though, is wide enough for like 5, 6, 7 people wide to walk up and down in.
Are there stalls and stuff?
In Hot Valley, you can see there's some stuff that's been put up. The stadium itself is still not fully built because you went there when it was a construction site. A lot of the areas that were trash have been cleared out completely. And you can see that there are some bits there. It looks like they have some semi-permanent stalls, but they are either for like tickets, or they're for selling stuff, or they're for doing something. But they're not permanent buildings and establishments. They're like. You can see, like a market when there's no one on the market. You can see there's some tables. It's that sort of environment.
Tarps over stuff and things.
Yeah,
I've got this image in my head of just Wembley Way.
Yeah. Very, very much like it. But yeah, the stadium is just not as impressive because it's still not built yet. But yeah, you can see in terms of weight, that's the main
Wembley
road
Way.
in and out. Wembley Way. That's the main way in, main way out. There is that palisade wall. So if you were to go on foot through people, there's a chance that if something was to happen, that gate could be closed and locked. But also, if you're trying to blend in, there's going to be a lot of people on that street. Going to have to be. It's the only way they can join to get in, to get through to Hot Valley.
That's exactly what I was hoping you'd say.
Sweet.
I got a 17 on the stealth.
17 on the stealth.
I got an 18.
Nice. So you guys have been here before. You were not quite in the stadium last time. You were on the opposite side of the road, which has now been cleared, as I said. As you get there, you can see, though, some of the scaffolding still up. Some of the outside of the Hot Valley renovation is still going on. So there are chances to duck in and between, like just areas of outer wall that's not there. It really is like a bowl where the seating and stuff has all been built. You can see in some areas you're looking at the underside of the seating where the kind of where the Colosseum wall, the pews kind of all roll out. Very like American bleacher style. Like you could get underneath in some areas, which is how you work your way in. You can see there are from that walking around your bit, you can't see how you get up into the box. There's points when you come out and you can see the box and you kind of work your way around. You won't be able to spend a huge amount of time without dodging backwards and forwards. But at first glance, you can see where the stairways run in. And the stairways kind of run in and intersect midway into the pews. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. 7 different entryways, like staircases that run up into the middle set of seats and go down, which are your points to see in. The rest of it runs round. You can see where the box is, but when you get round to that side, that is the area where there is more. The building that surrounds it is more built out, so you can't just sneak through and get a good sight without trying to like kind of get into the stadium and break into the box that way, or try and break through the main door to get in. So you can kind of get good view from those outside areas, but getting in to that box area, not so much. You just know that is the most complete part of the building, is the bit where the box is.
How far is the box to the outside of the stadium?
Roughly. Difficult to say. The stadium itself is it's probably 70, 80 foot.
That's fine. I was thinking a dimension door.
Oh, it's not like 500 foot. Yeah. From like the thickness, from like the if you were to go straight depth without taking into account height, from like where the middle area is, the arena area, and the top pew is probably like 30, 40 foot. And then you've got the building that bows behind that as well. And then you're out onto the street. So yeah, you probably need to go like 70, 80 foot to land on the street outside.
Can I take a look outside on the street?
Yep.
To see if there's somewhere kind of discreet. Should I dimension door too? So somewhere slightly hidden. I can get an image in my mind so I know where I'm going.
Difficult. Opposite where you are. So there's the main road that runs up as you come out of Redvant. On the west side is where the stadium is. On the east side of that road is where all those abandoned houses were that have now been completely flattened, and there's a few stalls there, and then you're in the sea. So there's not really any buildings per se other than the Hot Valley Stadium piece itself. The rest of it has been flattened, bar these stalls. So you'd be trying to aim. Like your best bet would be aiming to go behind a market stall, but that doesn't seem like a very well hidden place. There's no larger buildings. Your better bet would be going south and trying to get across the border back into Redvant.
Okay.
If you're going behind the box, so as the box is orientated, the box is facing, like to teleport. If you were to teleport behind the box straight out, you'd be going onto the street where the stores are. You'd be going east. But if you were to come to the south of the arena and go your 500 foot, you'd be landing in Redvant itself. Which would be a better option for Pagen. But you'd have to look at somewhere that was inside the palisade wall of Redvant and find somewhere that you could think of, because otherwise you'd just be punting and hoping you'd land in someone's house.
I'll do that on the way journey back to.
Mm-hmm.
We also need to work out a good meeting point for when we all leave the stadium.
The Druid's Grove?
No one knows that Von Van stays at the Druid's Grove, so it makes so much sense.
It's never once been mentioned.
Oh, maybe we could go to the Grove Druids, their sister place.
Go across the road to the Laughing Halfling.
You're not allowed here. You're barred. Nice. So you can do it on the way back. You can find. What have I done here? I was just looking at the map. Yeah, you can find somewhere. From the actually Hot Valley Stadium. Your best bet. You'll be going into like the wider like Cataway. It's less slummy in the north of the city than it is in the south of the city, but it is that kind of like slum district vibe. So you'll be finding somewhere that is within distance, just outside the wall, or pitching yourself just on the inside of the wall.
Yeah.
So you'd be whatever it is, 50 foot, 100 foot away from the gate along that palisade wall, picking a spot there that is, because that's going to be your closest point to the stadium as well, in case you need to move. Yeah, because the stadium itself is huge. Like the internal arena, north to south, is big. It's about like 120, 130 foot. So you're going to want to make sure you get to the south point to do anything if you do it. Just because out to the street eastward is not so far, but if you're going across the stadium at all, you're going to cross a larger distance. Nice. So you scout the in-ways that way. You know there's one big road in, one big road out. You know that you've been told as well that they take a procession from Old Bridge up to Hot Valley. They literally walk that main road all the way up through the South Town, through where that market square is, kind of past the inns and pubs, and then round the Cloudport and into Hot Valley. The elves walk their crates of deaf runners up to Hot Valley as they take a procession of Elven Guard from the south to the north before it starts, and people kind of flooding after them. So you know that is their route of getting there themselves. The elves, as they go from Old Bridge to Hot Valley, so from south to north. Any other bits you want to check in on? Ask questions about? And if it's not asked questions, it's like we can move forward to the Viper piece where she.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I'm
might
happy
be
to move forward.
Yeah, ask some questions. Nice.
I'd like to tell Von the reason that I'm not going to it as Faven is that I'm not very well. Rather than I didn't want to go, I'm just poorly, so I can't make it.
Well, this is your chance to go through all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're going to ask why I'm not there, because obviously they're going to notice I'm just very unwell. I ate a lot of fruit and I've got a bellyache.
Well, what's
I ate a lot of
the
fruit,
reason
I've got a
for
belly.
Arthur and Zagatha?
We went to a restaurant and we all got food poisoning. I don't know.
You all got poo poisoning?
Have I woken up on the sofa at this point?
Yeah. So they wake you up to drag you into the main room. So you're back. If you those that went out on their excursions, Red Hoods will come in and out. Viper kind of has people come in and out, and then calls you guys into the big round meeting room to say, right, what is the plan? So yeah, it's like you would have been poked to woken up to be brought over.
In that case, Zaga's excuse for not going to the box will be that he wanted to be in the crowd to experience the atmosphere, and he trusts Bonbon to negotiate for the group.
Also wants to be in the crowd, but just because it's an event, it's like, ooh, this could be exciting, and then there's going to be people dying, and he's going to be like, this is less exciting. But he hasn't really worked that bit out yet.
Yeah. So do we think that I mean, Von Van, you've had...
So I've got to do 3 different lies.
Yes, this I was going to say. This feels a little bit far-fetched, shall we say?
I think you can merge Zaga and Arta's thing into.
I
They just
think
wanted
we
to
should just
experience-
say that rather
Plus-
than bother everybody, that me and Von are just there to represent the group.
It seems more likely that Zaga and, piss about and do their own thing.
Maybe try what Otter said about you representing us, and then if they press, you can be like, they wanted to be in the crowd to get the atmosphere.
Okay.
I won't have a bellyache, I suppose.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Sylvanus remembers that Zaga and Arthur are idiots. The first time we met her, Arthur spent the entire time staring at a hippogriff.
I mean, all look, you know that. So.
You would also be aware, though, that you kind of cottoned onto this anyway. You guys were pulled in to be used as bait to be potentially murdered if Von had said no the first time.
Yeah.
So saying, "Oh yeah, we just want to experience the crowd," that you would get the vibe, I think, Von, that they would be like, "You're with us or you're not with us." So they're either here or not here. If they're not here, they're dead. So you can, which is fine, but I don't think there's a like, "Oh, we just want to fuck about" answer where they're going to be like, "No, you are alive only by the grace that they feel a little bit guilty and think you could be turned to the death bloom." If you go in there and are like, "We're representing the group are here, promise there's nothing going on," they'll be like, "You're either in or out. You two are in, them two, if we see them, we'll kill them on sight." Which is fine if you want to. You can still go for the kill on sight, but just it'll be a bit more intense. I don't think there's a reasonable, as much as you can be fucktards. There's not a reasonable explanation where they go, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's let them play around. These are children." It's like, "Oh, well, if we see them, we're going to kill them then because they're not here and they're not with us." So that's the vibe you would have got and from the piecing together of your friends were brought and put in a hut to be murdered. If you had said no the first time, you have been given a chance to see this thing and join the death bloom or not join the death bloom. There isn't a like, come enjoy the fanfare from the crowd. It's a, this is what we're doing, this is the cleansing. You're not here on entertainment purposes. You're seeing the purpose, the vision that the death bloom wants to give out, and you're in or you're out. And if you're out is death. Like Bo is going to die. This is an in and out. It's not a piss fight round.
It's nice that Von Van made this clear to the group.
Yeah, I just feel like as much as I love you guys piss fighting around, you can do it, but just be aware that if you're like, "Can I roll a persuasion check?" It's like, no, you're in or it's an in or out. It's a life or death. Like you're being taken to an executioner's run. Pretty clear what's on the table. So I think you've pieced it together enough. I just will remind you that maybe your characters would also be aware of that.
I will relay that to everyone.
Oh shit, we're gonna kill them anyway, so you go with whatever you feel like. If they declare that they're gonna kill us on sight, well shit, that's our plan too.
But you could use that to your advantage as well, because you know that if you know it's a yes or no, it's an in or out situation. There's nothing to say that you don't go there with a motive of that on the cards anyway. If you have plans, you can use that to your advantage. Just be aware that saying, "Yeah, we just like to muck around. That's fine, right?" is like, we're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy.
Okay, I will have to, I think, denounce you three to Sylvanus to get me an otter in place.
Yeah.
Fine. Now you've made it sound scary.
I mean, it wasn't that scary when they had us in the building gonna kill us. We all knew what was gonna happen. We went in there anyway.
Wait, they were going to kill us? Why was this not made clear to me at the time?
I thought I did.
Can I just check everybody, seeing as this is obviously slightly different to what the plan was, that everybody is ready in terms of spells and you kind of had to think about what you could end up having to cast?
Yeah, Arna's gonna heal everybody, like he always does.
I feel like maybe it's just good to just double check.
Don't mind me.
All eyes looking at Arta. I mean, you are the cleric.
That would be a fun spell. Oh, I could have prepared an extra spell ages ago. I just didn't. Lol.
Oh, what a surprise. I did that for 3.5 years in game, I think.
For life.
In terms of once we leave the stadium, we need to come up with a location for us all to meet since we'll all be separated. Viper, the silent dagger is still empty, right?
Yes.
And there's still the pathways from the beer port?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we took control of the warehouse and cleared it from there. So the Silent Dagger
Wasn't
is
the tunnel
sat.
collapsed?
I don't think you blew up the tunnel.
No,
I
we
thought
didn't.
we did.
I think Vex did when we were down there looking for it.
Oh, I thought they might have.
I have a feeling that happened.
I seem to remember the tunnel collapsing behind us.
Yeah. When we went through that, was that a wardrobe we went through or something?
Yeah. When you went back to the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. You might have. 2 weeks. Would they have cleared it or not? Would they have cleared it to put it back in place? Or would they have just condemned everything that was in there?
Roll for it.
Yeah. Give me a luck check. Evens, they cleared it. Odds, they didn't. D20. Vaughn, go.
It's a 10.
10. They cleared it. So yes, we have. We are in ownership of both the Silent Dagger and the warehouse. Quite strategically well placed.
That's good. Can you get some of your people inside there waiting, ready for us to make our way back down?
Which point are we talking here? So, just so I'm aware, we are. You are going in with the elves to the event. The rest of you who have been denounced are going to be within the crowd, which we can help with. Something bad, I'm assuming, is happening. And then you are all leaving separately from the stadium and meeting at the Silent Dagger.
Yes, I feel like it's a good point down nearer to Oldbridge for us to.
100%. I mean, it's available for your use. I just wonder, just so that you are aware, if that's how you're moving down, if we can get, well, depending on how well your distraction/rebellion rousing goes, there will be a lot of people potentially leaving the Hot Valley Stadium and moving within the streets. May take you some time. If it's not of urgency, then that's fine. But yes, I think the quicker you make it to the south, the better, because I'm assuming the elves on such a thing will be going back for guard as well. So speed may be of the essence.
How many people can you use your amulet on?
As many willing creatures as I would like within range.
Perhaps we could all become pigeons. John smiles sweetly.
John can't smell his bird.
I'd rather be a parrot.
No.
I mean, it's all well and good, but the form we take is... We take all parts of that form. Anything hitting us will knock us out of the sky.
I see.
I thought you meant intelligence. I was like, I'm going to be smarter.
Polymorph. That would be funny.
So if we were pigeons,
It's
we
technically wild shape, not...
So we were pigeons, we were knocked in the sky, or we bumped into each other, or whatever, and then we would just drop as ourselves to the floor.
Yes.
So,
Right.
well, let me. So, our recon over the past days, and from what we've seen before on Death Run evenings, is a vast majority of the guard leaves Oldbridge. They still have some sky patrols. They seem to leave behind some of those larger covered, whatever those brutey beasts are, behind, with a lot more of the guard going with Sylvanas and some of these higher rank captains to the Death Run as they proceed over things. And then from there, they make their way back to Oldbridge after. So you will have a reduced force in Oldbridge, still a fairly decent-sized force in the Hot Valley Stadium. We haven't seen it look to be increased from the rumours that have been spread for today's event thus far. But again, we could be expecting to see maybe slightly more guards here in Hot Valley. But they do keep guard of the main gate back into Redvant. So if your plan is to move quickly, and they have Griffin Riders, they may move quickly to defend Oldbridge on such a distraction. So we either need to remove a lot of them in the stadium, or move quickly to beat them back to Redvant, to Oldbridge. Because if you are to go, I mean, by all means, whatever you best suit. If you are to leave on foot with a crowd, you may find yourself slower than they are in some instances, which will leave you a larger force, maybe back at Oldbridge before you can make it there. We can try and get some of the tunnels available, but again, they're only going to be from the north of the city to the south. So once you can get back into the city, we can maybe move you a little quicker and out of reach of the griffins and the crowd. But that initial leaving of the stadium, it is quite a big stadium. It's now complete, and if everybody is leaving there in somewhat of a panic after seeing whatever has gone on, even if it all goes well and they're leaving in a rebellious rouse, there is going to be hundreds of people moving in not a lot of space.
Any ideas, Viper?
Whichever way, I can just give you the facts. I can't. I would assume you want to get out with some kind of plan of getting out quickly, unless you are there to remove all elves, but that is going to be a much larger. I originally thought it was a shock and awe, get out quickly, whilst guards are down, move in on Oldbridge.
That is the plan.
I think walking from the north of the city to the south of the city is maybe the slowest form that you could have picked for a shock and awe tactic.
Do you have any griffins?
I mean, I can use the amulet, but we would have to, if we are to fly, we'd have to take forms that are more suited than pigeons.
Blue tits? Harder to hear.
Are they actually, though?
Yeah. They're tiny.
How many blue tits have you tried attacking in your life?
Really getting the idea here, Faywin. It's not all about being a cute little animal. It's about
Me and Zaga are supposed to be the comedic relief.
effective.
Supposed to be serious. What are you doing? This is our lives on the line and the lives of the continent. Like,
Listen, blue tits was a genuine suggestion.
They are small birds,
Because
but
they're really small.
They would
They're harder
still
to
not
shoot.
They've still not had that high an AC to be that small.
Oh, okay.
We need something that if we do get attacked while we're up there, we're not going to instantly hit the deck.
Right.
Yeah.
If we are to fly away.
Unless you can get away under cover. So you could leave the stadium and then essentially not be in eyesight of elves. It all depends on how you plan on causing your
If only
destruction.
somebody could help us pass without a trace.
Oh, Cloud.
I can do pass without a trace.
And you?
Can I?
But we'd still be moving on foot, which would be slow.
Yeah, you'd be
Help
stealthy.
us hide and turn into birds where nobody expects birds to fly away from.
It's just a thought. Having a few options for.
We just don't want to be
Forget away.
seen turning into birds in the middle of the stadium, so the elves can be like,
Oh,
kill
no,
those
I mean,
birds.
We wouldn't be able to do it in the middle of the stadium anyway, because the way we are in the stadium, we will not be together enough to be able to use the amulets anyway. We would need to
How
meet
about
outside the stadium.
you and me
afterwards.
turn into giant eagles and we fly away?
And live happily ever after.
But what of the rest of the group? How?
That sounds like a them problem.
Ah, yes.
Because I do have one other idea, but I can't seem to. Because I definitely updated my spell list on sleep, but for some reason I can't find the legacy version of it on there anymore.
Oh no, it sounds like you didn't do it. Oh well. Yeah, just
Spells don't have legacy versions. It's just the same version.
No, this one's definitely different.
Oh.
It's conjure animals.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah. I was thinking the other thing I can do is use that to try and conjure horses and ride down to get some extra speed and movement, getting back down.
Yeah, but even as a horse, you will be a
police
horse.
horses weave through Wembley Way when people are leaving the stadium.
It's going to be difficult. If you're going on, going on foot is going to be going on foot is going to be slow. Way if you want to get it will get you through. You might be able to sneak past guards without being noticed, which is great, but you will be slower, and your chances of beating if the plan is to shock and awe one site as distraction for moving to other site before your plan is to realistically the speed is our friend here.
Otter, you have that spot you plan to get us to.
Yes. Just inside the wall.
If we all meet there, we can use the amulet to fly from there.
Inside the wall?
Just inside the wall, yes. About 100 feet away from the gate.
Of the Colosseum? The arena?
Of the Redvant gate.
Back inside Redvant.
Right.
So we still have to get back inside Redvant.
We have to get out of the place still, which is where all the people are going to be trying to filter out of the small tunnels. And that's the part that Viper's saying is going to be slow.
Yeah. If if you cause a distraction and people start, some people are going to get on board, we hope, and start to fight with and help with removing any elven guard if they see a resistance and see a fight happening. Some will flee. We will not win everybody over, even with the best intention. With hundreds of people fleeing the stadium and running down the one street that gets them through the one gate from Hot Valley into Redvant, you will be caught up in a mob crush, which you can do. You maybe will be able to pass by without being detected by the guards, but you will then be in a stampede of common folk. So you will then have to run or find a way of diving out. So it's definitely possible. It just isn't isn't the cleanest if you are trying to be quick. But definitely possible if this is the plan. I think that is the hardest bit, because we are going to light a fuse, and you need to make sure that you can get out quickly, because if the bomb goes off and everything starts moving, you will be bogged down. Because even as capable as you are, when there's hundreds of people moving in one direction, it's going to be very difficult to move counter to that flow. But if that's the way you're going, that's the way you're going. We're just going to be slower. You just need to be more prepared then, that when you make it to Old Bridge, that the Griffins may be there before you, which means they may be on higher alert as you arrive in Old Bridge. So it's not that it's impossible.
Do you think that maybe
slower
some
you
of
are.
Do you think some of the guards that are at Old Bridge, once they hear word of what's happening at the stadium, they may well move north themselves?
We do not know. I would doubt that they would leave their post, having heard what was going on, as there will be more precious items for them in Old Bridge than there are in Hot Valley. Hot Valley for them is not a permanent base for them. It's something they use on this one occasion, and they bring enough forces to appropriately man it for the death run. We know they don't bring enough because they aren't shutting down things like the Shadow Rider, that they don't have enough to fully patrol and man the amount of people that could turn on them. But it definitely is a lighter force that is taking out. I don't think they would be rushing to protect it. If it all depends on what happens and what the message gets out and what you can do with the head of the snake. So we don't really know the reaction, but I wouldn't expect Old Bridge to empty out and leave their base closest to the forest unguarded. That is their home camp.
How many Griffins will they have at the stadium?
Somewhere between 5 and 10, depending on whether they're pulling all the guards in for it. On a normal night, we would have normally the griffins up in the air for some of them, and there will be some grounded, which will be the beasts that they will use to leave the event. Griffins are kind of used as the... on the way up, there is a big show made of parading those that are to be run, and it's a big song and dance. But the way back to Oldbridge, normally, griffins are used to transport the elves back in most cases.
Do we know where they keep the griffins and how many people are guarding them? Can we poison them?
Potentially. We should be able to locate. I mean, they're griffins after all. They have some space in which to stay. I imagine it will be in more of the guarded areas, but the griffins will be those on the ground for the higher ranking officers will be somewhere in some stable facilities in Hot Valley. So we could go earlier.
If they let Von Van and us in earlier.
Well, I mean, this is true. Well, we have, and we do normally sneak around a little. There's usually an elven guard that gets a lower force elven guard that gets there earlier in the day today, just to make sure that that all their facilities are set. But again, they are very confident, very cocky in their abilities, so they don't fully necessarily sweep areas. We've had Redford manage to stow away to try and catch what might be the early proceedings, but not much happens. They have a few guard force that get the area and site ready. The big song and dance is made as they parade from Oldbridge to Hot Valley. Execution run happens. Elves leave mainly by the higher ranking, at least leave by Griffin in the evening, with some of the other guards staying behind and coming back after clearing. Is kind of the state of affairs. So we could have some people there. If you are, again, sending only a few of you up and the rest of you being turncoats, you will not want to be seen or spotted. And I suppose, Von Van, are you going to Oldbridge to travel with Sylvanas?
I assume that would be...
I think that would be...
what they would want.
Likely. So you may well find that if that is the point in which you are declaring, those of you which are for and those of you which are against, the rest of you should be very well hidden from that point.
Yes.
So why not get some of you hidden in Hot Valley? Go full risk.
As a commoner.
However you want to go. As a griffin, for all I care, as long as you're not seen, as soon as you are identified as an enemy, that's where your risk increases dramatically. So at the point Von Van and Otter declare the rest of you to be against the Left Bloom, you will need to be not spotted by Avant-Garde, because they will be on lookout for you.
Mm-hmm.
Zag, you may have to get your disguise kit out as well if due to head in there normally, you and Arta.
Perfect. Right, so two of you are going to be in the box. We do not know exactly how the workings behind, but we're not sure it's not that the Hot Valley wasn't finished before the elves took guard. So we're not assuming there is too much back there that is not standard in terms of just stairways, doors, locks on certain guards around, whatever it is, to get up to the box area. So Otto and Von Van will be with the elves, hopefully taken as guests into the box to start the events. The rest of you will make your way in either by being in Hot Valley or making your way in with the crowds, but maintaining disguises so you are not spotted by any guard. Beware that if you are doing so, that guards may well be looking for you if you've been marked as an enemy. And then you will start a destruction. Do we know who's kicking off a destruction, or are we going to wait for one of you to go and flow from there? The death run, there'll usually be a speech or so, a kicking off of the event by Sylvanas, and they go pretty quickly into the executioner's run as they like to get the beasts nice and hungry before they feed the common folk to them.
Zaga, did you say your brothers will be playing a song as well for
They better be those useless fucks.
to try and coerce the Shadow Rider out? I think that may well be our best point to strike.
Use the Shadow Rider's emergence as the...
I mean, that's what the people of the town
True.
are looking for, isn't it? So it makes sense to go with that as our signal to strike.
Yep. Okay. We will have some Red Hoods in and about to help once the distraction is in place and to guide where we can, but we will mainly be there for directing the rebellion, shall we say, making sure that those that do want to fight are pointed in the right direction to help.
Can we also come up with a secret word, for if we're in disguises, we don't want to be seen to not be on the same side? To the Red Hoods, I mean.
Unicorn.
So, unicorn. Well, I mean,
I just mean,
as long as you're
if
not going
we're
to
all
disguise yourself
disguised.
as the elves, as in you will not be in their regalia with their colours, their greens and creams.
well, you never know what's going to happen. I don't intend to, but
You might accidentally don the armour of an elf.
perhaps we don't know what's going to happen.
Okay,
We're just
well, I would say
trying to
you
plan
must
for
be
any
careful
eventualities.
then, because you will be you'll be enemy to most of the folk of Redvant. Okay, maybe we should put on the table. Potentially, do not dress as elves as your disguises if you're about to turn the people of Redvant against the elves.
Okay, I was just trying to be clever and come up with a word.
I know you
Don't
wanted
worry
to
about
use a
it,
word.
Viper. I don't know why
Interesting.
you've become really posh as well, Viper. It's not you. It doesn't
Well,
suit
it's because I'm in planning mode.
This is planning Viper.
Yeah, let's be serious.
So we need to decide this meeting place so that we can get out as quick as possible. Because our plan was to get to that spot that Arthur picked, but if there's going to be a lot of trouble you guys getting there as well, we may need to have somewhere closer to the stadium to meet and then make as quick escape as possible. It will mean that we're more likely to be seen.
Even if I
transforming.
pass without trace?
So pass without trace will be good for blending with the crowd,
Okay.
because you'll be in with the crowd, which will already give you some cover, and then pass without trace is essentially moving undetected. So it's either stealthing through woods or blending in, helping to blend into a crowd to look normal. So you could use pass without trace and try and sneak out. If your plan is to sneak out, you just then need to meet up with these guys the other side of the wall if you're gonna wild shape and fly. But yeah, that's your parameters to play with. I think is speed will be of the essence. Once distraction happens, and if you're attempting to kill Sylvanas and it works, the speed that you can get from north to south will give you a better chance of not running into as many guards in Oldbridge. The longer it takes, plan can still happen, but you're more likely to face more guards in Oldbridge because you're trying to almost do two things at once. So
During the
everything's workable,
recon,
it's just-
during the recon, did anybody work out where Bo was, or anyone on the list?
I think you already had worked out where Bo was from.
Yeah, we already knew what building he was in.
Okay,
But
so
they'd not seen
moved
anyone
around.
move. They'd seen the general movement of prisoners. They'd seen the two carts of people being prepared, as is normal case that they're getting the cart ready to do the parade. But other than that, they've not seen any movement of prisoners.
Imagine if I'd put locate creature on as a spell when we were doing our spells earlier.
What? No. Imagine having like a scry staff and locate creature available to you.
I don't have fur from a bloodhound, so unfortunately I couldn't have done it.
Oh. Otter's a bit like a bloodhound.
Yeah, true.
He's a dirty old dog. Hey. Nice. Well, I think that's, as good as the plan is going to get. As long as you know where your distraction point, you know how you're getting in. I suppose it's for those of you that aren't going to be traveling with the elves that you decide how you would like to make your way into the stadium itself. Which areas you would like to make your way in? Whether you're going with the crowd, or you're going there beforehand to do anything else? If there is a chance to find griffins and do something before, it may be that one of you wants to stay outside beforehand. But yes, we can work that out. Those that want to be inside to start with, those that want to travel with the crowd, and those that are waiting for the elves to arrive. Happy?
I'd like to go in with the crowd.
You can go in with the crowd.
Yeah, same.
Sweet.
Zaga, you
Do we
wanna
need
go before, or
tickets
do
for
you
this
wanna go
event?
now?
Have we pre-ordered tickets, or we collected them on the?
The elves had tickets for you, but yeah, you will be given tickets from the Red Hoods.
Okay, so it's like when I was at uni and they gave us free tickets to football games because no one ever went.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but yeah, no one's paying for the tickets. They're getting in for free food because they want to. It's like time sharing.
So maybe would we be able to be positioned near one of the exits?
Yep.
So at least if we do go, we would be closer to the exit. If we need to get out to where Ron and
Yeah, we can look. If we roll forward to the event, you can get yourself prepped, and we can put you in wherever you would like to get put in. So yeah, we can draw up on the map.
Does anyone else want to do anything else?
So it's whether you want to do any more
No,
asking
just
questions
wanna
about.
Weaver, do you want to come in? Weaver, sorry, Zaga, do you want to come in with the crowd, or do you want to go there first?
Whatever everyone else is doing.
Okay, we're going to go in with the crowd, and I'm going to pass without trace so that we blend in. when the time comes.
Nice. Okay, you're going to pass that trace on the way in. Even better. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Even better for you, or even better for us?
Even better for you, because it's
Okay.
good. That you will need to
It's
stay.
okay.
Pass that trace means you have to stay within 30 foot, so you'll all be at least entering the stadium the same way, and then you can fan out once you're in the crowd.
Well, that's fine because I was going to stay 10 foot back with his cloak on.
No, that's
No
fine.
peacocking.
No peacocking, no.
Also, just to the group, I do have the deck of illusions cards as well, so if anything does go south and we need extra distraction, I can just chuck them into the room.
Oh yeah, you do. Nice.
It
Wow.
could be me as one of the cards, but
Oh no, she's sacrificing herself.
So if you're disguised and you throw the illusion card of yourself, is it your disguised self or is it Phelan?
So Feynman. All right, Hannah over here, fucking needing.
Oh no, I was
that
actually
dough.
like, genuinely asking. I don't know how it works in that sense.
It's normally of yourself, and yourself is
Okay.
a non-disguised.
you,
self.
the deck's owner, yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Sweet. So, good luck. We will have people out and about. I will not be there, but I will be in and about to make sure we can get some information. Also, if the chance does present itself and the Shadow Rider does appear soon into the proceedings, we do have one of our young Red Hoods that has been caught. We are expecting them to be running today. If you could watch out for them. And she gives him a description of a young Red Hood called Pim. He was like a late teens, early 20s, like scruffy haired, looks like Scooby-Doo. No, looks like, what's his name? Shaggy. Bit like
Shaggy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bit of an idiot.
him. What did he get caught for, Vibe?
Oh, a new BFF affair.
Oh, he's got that today.
What did he get caught for?
Just got caught by the elves, getting a little bit too close on one of the missions. But yes, our reports, we believe that he is running the Executioner's Run today. So yes, if the chance presents itself, that would be great. But of course, I'm sure you're there to save as many people as possible. Lovely. Well, good luck. If you need anything else, then please do shout. But I will assume you are putting all plans into motion from here on out. So I shall touch base with you once we get through and see how this goes.
Okay.
No?
Let's hope this all goes to plan.
I'm sure it will. I mean, just remember the boat.
Yes, we end this elf invasion.
Yes.
Down with elves.
Oh.
Only the stinky ones.
Oh yeah. Give me my citizen back. Nice. So Viper tells you to piss off. So we can roll to you guys starting as the evening or the day is rolling into the evening. You can hear a bit of the hubbub. Ooh. I ran over the dog. Sorry, dog.
Oh.
Send him to the executioner's run.
I will. They were
That's
both
a
asleep.
crime.
They scared the shit out of him. She put her paw on him.
No, the crime was pooing inside.
The crime was always pooing inside. I wonder what was it for my chair was squeaking. It was just me running over the dog's paw. She's fine. So we're going into the evening or into that evening time, so you guys can get yourself set. Those that go into Hot Valley, and obviously Von and Otto, you will make your way down to Oldbridge. Make sure you have all your spells and stuff there, because this is your like Baldur's Gate. We are now moving into this event. Make sure you've tied up all loose ends. Make sure you've tied up all loose ends before you press A. Time. Wicked cool. Von and Otter. Down you go to Oldbridge. You get yourself to the front gates as the guards kind of stop you. And as you, I'm assuming are saying you're there to meet Sylvanas, they kind of hold you and then realizing who you are, wave you in. And take you to be to the same place where you were there to meet, where you met her before. Oh no, sorry, a room up from where you met her before, in a larger like dining room. As you were kind of asked to sit down, as you can see, there's a few guards milling around. As you pass through, at first glance, and you can perception check if you want to go any more detail from there. You can see one of the carts has been pulled around. One of the people-filled carts has been pulled round into near the entranceway. As some horses have been attached to the front of it. As you can see inside, there's probably about 10 people in it. It doesn't look like it's fully full, but there's about 10 people probably in this cart. At quick glance as you're looking, you can see a load of the soldiers are moving around. You can see a few more of these, of the like the brutish ones that are helping move stuff around, but are mainly stood guard while the elves are doing a lot of the running around and getting stuff ready. There's like 2 or 3 griffins that are being saddled up that are outside. You can hear there's griffins on the inside of the stables as well that are being pulled out, either being fed or being cripped and ready. So there's just a mess of activity happening as you arrive in Oldbridge and are kind of walked through the site. If there's anything you'd like to look for or do as with that information, let me know now and you can roll for it. Otherwise, you will be sat in this room awaiting Sylvanas to greet you. The other 3 of you. Are you waiting to go in the crowds? Do you want to wait in the streets with your pass without trace before you kick that off and see the procession walk past and follow it into Hot Valley? Or did you want to be in Hot Valley and near the stadium beforehand and try and hide out before it happens? So you can go in with a standard commoner would wait kind of in the streets and watch as the procession goes past, a bit like a funeral procession, and then follow behind and enter. Or would you like to already be in Hot Valley?
What do you think?
It'll probably be easiest for us to be not noticed if we go in with the largest amount of people. I don't know what will come first. I don't know what's going to be better for that. We might just have to wing it.
If the commoners do the procession, usually, would we just do it that way? So as if we're just the commoners.
Yeah, and then you'd be using your pass without trace and the stealth check just to blend in with the crowd.
Yeah.
Yes, fair enough. Cool. So you guys can start making your way up, trying to find the best viewpoint of where you're going to be able to like stay enough back. You don't want to be like front row as you're seeing it go past, but close enough and not far enough away that you can get in with within enough people. Also, in within enough people as you get into the stadium itself. You don't want to be the first one stood in the Colosseum as you're trying to work. You want a bit of a crowd to be there, but you want to be able to move around before it gets rammed. So you're in position as crowd fill in around you as well. So you're kind of in best position. So you can get yourself set just up from the inns around where the biggest square is, where you can kind of get a bit of cover and watch what's going on as this position is going to happen.
Arthur, I know that sometimes when there's music and a lot of stuff going on, you can get quite excited and dance, but you may want to try and be a little subtle today.
I salute and then put my salute down.
this is fucking flossing as the thing goes past. Like, isn't that tiefling that we're trying to find?
Now this is heavy stakes. I'm not even going to make jokes. Maybe.
Oh,
I'm probably
maybe.
gonna make jokes.
Maybe. I like, you were like, I'm not even gonna. Maybe. Immediately counter it.
Just the
Have
image of
Saga-
Arta Blossoms is going to crack it.
Have Zaga and Arta use the disguise kit to look any different than normal?
I mean, it's very difficult for a tiefling to look different without doing stuff. I like to think that I've given myself. I was going to say a mustache. I've already got a mustache. I've given myself a goatee. Oh no, I've already got a goatee.
Yep.
I got a
Well,
goatee.
because Zaga has the
Yeah.
disguise kit, right?
Yeah.
So he could do something.
I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know
think
if we
of
want to
what
do that
looks
as
like a
part of our
tiefling.
waiting around.
Yeah, in the morning. Yeah, no, we'll do our makeup in the morning. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need to look different enough that we don't. It's not like rolling for disguises. It's just different enough that they know what you look like because you've all been there. They've eyed you up. So you just need to be different enough that you won't get picked out. Obviously, in a crowd, if you look like yourselves, there's a better chance you can get picked out in a crowd. If you look completely different and you've got passed out a trace, your chances of being caught are very, very minimal.
You say
We're
that.
going for.
I know. I didn't. Not impossible.
Well,
minimal.
I no longer have disadvantage on stealth checks.
Do you know?
No, because I've got the. Oh no, shit! That's only in forests or areas of tall grass.
Yeah.
There isn't forest or tall
Yeah,
grass.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
shit. So it'll be a straight roll for me, and my stealth's crap anyway.
But you've got
GG's.
pass out a trace stuff, so it's fine. Cool.
Okay.
So you guys get set up. You're in disguises. You wait for crowds to start to build. Start feeding out into them. You hear a lot of a buzz about today. Like there's a lot of people out. A few people are like, oh, there's more people here than normal. Blah, blah, blah. There's a few talking about the Shadow Rider and what's going to happen, and like one or two of the people that get shushed quickly about. Yeah, but have you not heard they're going to like eat and take on the elves today? Blah blah blah. So you get a few little whispers from the crowds of stuff that has been permeated that you can hear is hitting the voices of the people as they sit and wait. Von Van on Otter, you're sat in this dining room, this larger dining room area. As you can hear movement around of the guards outside. 2 guards are kept with you as you are inside. As Sylvanas appears through the door that you arrived in. The office that she was in was the one over. As the guards kind of, they would probably likely like salute in some way as she comes in, as you are both seated. Good afternoon, Von Van, and I see one of your crew. Where are the rest of your team?
The rest of them did not want to take up the offer at all. So we've parted ways with them.
I very much do.
Sorry, what did you say?
I very much do wish to take up the offer.
This is good news. The Deathbloom will be incredibly happy. You've made the right choice. I was sure that you would make the right choice, faced with all of the options. And you are in for a treat today. You will see how we are helping the people. And Otter, you are new to here, and although you are not an elf, you are very much welcome to stay and see the procession, see what the Deathbloom has to offer. He is here to cleanse, to help clean, and this is one of our ways of giving people a chance, showing them that there is more to life than this grim and grot that they live in currently. As she kind of turns and looks towards the guard, she's like, please note the other members of the party that are not here that we will be on high lookout for. She turns back to you both. And your friends, where are they now?
I do not know. They parted ways with us.
Yes,
Yesterday.
when we informed them that we would be taking up the offer, they've just left. They parted company with us.
And they are they within Redvant still, or they are?
Honestly, I don't know.
Because we have not had, I have no note that they have left via any of the main gates, so...
Then they may very well still be in Redvant.
Okay, well, I'm sure you understand the situation. must be removed. Deathbloom cannot have active traitors moving around, especially those that have shown some potential. So I'm sure you'll have no problems in helping us remove them, should we come across them.
No,
That is
none
what
at all.
needed.
Give me deception checks.
Can I get advantage because I feel like he means it?
He does.
He's like, it's not even a deception check, read about it. This is the truth.
Yeah, I got that 20.
Nice.
I mean, that's handy because I got on that one.
Ooh. Okay. Nice.
Otter turns on Bond. You lied to me!
Kill him now. Perfect. As you say, you can see that the order goes out. One of the guards disappears, and then another one replaces him not long after. As yes, the rest of your party that are not here have been clearly marked, and guards will be on the lookout for them. You also know that they are obviously keeping track of who's coming in and out of the city, as they were watching that you were going to be, if you were leaving or not leaving, which is good to know as well. So we will be making the procession up shortly through Redvant. You can travel with me. We will be riding in a carriage. There'll be no walking, no worries about that. As we will see the people and see the crowds that gathered. We have had word that there is quite the buzz for today's death run. So we are confident that the crowd, that the Redvant folk are starting to come round to our ways. And soon we will have complete control of the city, and the Deathbloom can use this as the base that he needs to further the cleanse of the country, of this lovely little island. Is there any questions you have before we get going? No?
No.
Perfect. We will have you regaled in some of our colours, so you are seen to be with us and distinguishable as new members of the party. And she kind of looks back and gives a nod to the guard. He goes over to a side table, comes back with two of their big coats, not coats, the cloaks. So they're like, they would be just like capes, essentially, right? The dark green, like the forest green on the inside, the nice material on the outside, that kind of creamy, the creamy brown colour that they are all wearing. As the guard kind of presents you both with a cloak, and as they all step back, you can see the expectation is that you put the cloak on.
I will put the cloak on.
Mm-hmm.
Does the cloak smell like the smelly Alps?
It does have, yeah. It's clear. You can see it's like freshly like pressed, but it does have like a weird. It's not like a mold. It's like a musty smell to it. There is a slight must decay in there, like a damp washing smell a bit.
When it doesn't dry properly and it just
Yeah.
sticks to the clothes.
Sounds
it's
like
so
my
annoying.
bathroom.
It smells like Arthur's bathroom. But yeah, so they give you the cloaks to put on. So you guys are both now in these. They go from like shoulder down to floor level, the same as all the guards and armors are wearing. And she's like, "Well, you seem armored enough, and for today's event, we should be enough. That you just have the cloaks, but it is good to see you in the colours of the Sylvan Dark Forces, and I'm excited.
I
for
start
today.
peacocking around in it.
Don't get ahead of yourself. We'll be guarded by Fall, and of course you have full use of our armory once we get back. But for today is about the celebration of the Death Run. Today is about making a statement to the people, and we have quite the entertainment. I have been told that potentially one of the runners today was one of the Red Hoods. We have not been able to break them as we would have liked to get any more information, but good to know that we're capturing some of these rats, these these creatures that dwell in the sewers and the tunnels that we are slowly going to rid this city of. So maybe we'll have a little fanfare. Maybe they'll come for their little friend at some point. So be ready. We're not expecting too much of a pushback, but if one does happen, I'm sure you'll be prepared to fight.
I have a question, Sylvanus.
Yes.
Would it be possible for me to be the last part of the challenge of the Executioner's Run?
In what way do you mean?
I would be the last challenge for the participant to get past.
The Executioner's Run is the run against the beasts. We wouldn't be able to stop the beasts trying to attack you.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I thought I'd ask.
No, I don't think we don't muddy ourselves. This isn't a fight against the elves. This is a run for their lives. We are not the oppressive force here. We are just
No,
helping
of course.
them.
I just wanted to help cleanse.
Of course. And we do that through the use of the run. We are not here, like I say, we are not here to take the lives of people there. We do not want them to feel like we are here to mow them down. I would use our guard force if that was the case. This is a spectacle. This is a chance to really grasp what it is the meaning to live, to really grasp life by both hands, to make mistakes and be given the grace to try again under the Deathbloom's guidance and light. So unfortunately not. But we will have work for you to do. Don't worry about that. There is much cleansing to be done that isn't so public facing.
Okay.
Sylvanus simp.
Cool.
You're an enemy now.
She leaves you to wait with the guards as she goes off and prepares the rest of the thing. And 20 minutes later, you get kind of called out to take rank and file. As you can see, there is almost like a king or queen's procession that is set up, where there is guards at the front walking. There's a few brutes and many more of just like the Norman Elven Guard. There is the carriage that's being pulled by a couple of horses, which has the Death Runners in it, and behind that is the carriage that you will be riding in, which is an open topless I call it carriage. It's not overly fancy. It's not like a decadent queen's carriage, but it is it is open top. It has maybe three rows of seating on there. Guards that stand on the back as it is pulled through as well, and pulled by horses. And then you can see that there are Griffin guards that are ready to shoot up in the air and follow the procession in the air as it starts. The procession starts. The guard move open the gate. I would say the gates don't really ever get closed in Old Bridge, and you see the procession start to move up. There is probably about 20 guards in either force, in marching order in the front or in the back or alongside carts. You can see on the main cart that's being pulled, the one with the Death Runners in it, there are 4 guards, 2 either side, that flank it as it walks. Your cart has 2 guards standing on the back to make sure that you have presence there with Sylvanus. There are a few other higher ranking guard in there with you. So she is sat at the back with some of her guard, higher ranking kind of officers. You are sat in the row in front of her. As you are kind of proceeded out into the street, so you can see everyone. It is a slow kind of trot up, as you can hear people talking as they go through. There's a bit of cheering and jeering and stuff goes in. There's a few people that jostle out, and you see a couple of the Elven guards step out to anybody that tries to step into the path that's there, and just jostle them back. There's a fair bit of crowd control that goes on. There's no real fighting, but you can hear from the general crowd that there's this level of excitement and weird tension there. They're not cheering. They're not like, yeah, here come the elves. But then they're also not booing and jeering. So there's something in the middle. There is a weird tension in the air as you guys slow ride all the way up through Redvant. The whole ride itself probably takes 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Even with horses going through, the guards march at a fairly decent pace, but to do the full length of the city, actually no, it's even be more like an hour as the procession goes through and picks up people. Behind, as you're running, you can see that as soon as the procession passes, the crowd start pulling in behind and start following up. And it gets round to the north of the city. You guys can hear the hubbub. You almost hear like a Mexican wave. So Faywin, Arta, and Zaga, you hear like a Mexican wave of sound that runs up as people are like, oh, they're coming, and you can hear this scatter of movement as you see ride past the procession. First, the guards that come in, the first guards, a few of the larger brutes and some of these, and just some of the normal elven guard. The carriage with, you can see about 10 of these very sickly looking prisoners that are about to do the executioner's run. A lot of them are calling out to people looking for you. You hear that one or two people shout from deep in the crowd where like they'd see someone they recognize, but the people inside, some of them are distraught, are crying, are completely broken. Some of them look more resolved, like they are just dealing with what's going on here, completely oblivious to what's happening. None of them are overly and none of them are armed in any way, and a lot of their clothing is just the clothing they would have gone in. They've not even been like dressed up for the run. They are in their scraggle, in their clothes, in the clothes that they've been captured in. As they pass, as the next carriage comes by, you spot Von and Arta wearing beautiful cream cloaks, looking just like the Elven Guard that run through, sat at the front of this carriage with Sylvanas sat behind them, with a couple of guard there as they pass through behind as well. I think Von and Otto, without necessarily looking, I don't think you would be able to spot, not knowing where your party members would be, you would not see the rest of your group in disguise across the crowds that are there as you kind of pass by. But you can see that these two are being paraded in as the first part of the plan seems to be going well. Can the three of you that are following in give me a stealth check, please, with advantage, because you're going to be in the crowd with Pass Without Trace.
It's a straight roll for me. Is what's Pass Without Trace? Add 10?
10, yeah.
Yeah.
Here comes the nat one.
Did you say with advantage? Sorry.
With advantage, yeah. In disguise, in a crowd, it's very, very, very
No advantage for me because of the gong, but 33.
nice.
Did you say 33?
Yeah, two of you with fucking
with
disadvantage.
Trace, yeah, 33.
I got 19 because I rolled a 9 twice.
Whoosh! And you got no plus to stealth.
That's with my plus. I rolled a 2
Oh.
twice. With a plus 7.
Jesus Christ.
I got a 16.
16, nice. You guys wait till the crowds pass by, and obviously there's a big group. As soon as they pass by, you can see there's already a crowd following, so you just kind of force your way in as you all make your way up into Hot Valley, into the stadium itself. Let me get the music. I don't know if I've got a better set for this. I want to change the music for it, but I'm not sure there's a better one.
Just play the Gladiator theme song.
I was going to say that.
Album.
Do it later. Then we get Demon's Hand again. Cool. So you pull it. You see the crowd. You see the procession of the carts pull into a gate is opened, which is as you come in through the main gate. Hot Valley Stadium sits on your left. It's a giant building, and you see the crowd start to fan round, both up and following the cart, and some of them are going left and round, as very much like a football stadium. The 7 entrances are accessible all the way around the outside of Hot Valley Stadium as the crowds start to fan round and find their way into entrances and make their way into the stadium. Von and Ottar, you and your carriage gets pulled round. There is a gate that is open for you, and you kind of make your way in underneath where it's underneath kind of, it's just slightly more to the north of where the back end of the podium bit you'll be on is. You can see that gate is open. There are guards inside here. You can see there's a small stables that's lined up, and the horses and carriages are pulled round as everyone decants from there. There is a tunnel that runs all the way through. You can see the carriage with the prisoners gets pulled down into, and then as you guys get off, you can hear that the prisoners start to be unloaded and dragged deeper within the stadium itself. Oh, I need to burp. You are led up. So Sylvanas kind of leaves you to. She is not. Whilst you have been invited here by her and the elves, you are not like esteemed guests. You feel like you're kind of being pulled into like rank and file of soldiers. So once the carriage pulls up, you guys are all kind of ushered off. she disappears off, and then you are kind of left with the rest of the soldiers and like talking to them with what goes on now. They're like, "You're coming with us, follow us," as they take you into the main area to await kind of where you go from there. Those that are coming into the stadium, where would you like to be? So each of the, obviously this is where the podium, oh, can you call it podium? What do I call it? Platform, viewing platform is? Box. You have entrances on like each of the other corners. So like straight across and then each of the things. You will have to come in together with your pass without a trace to get past the guards. As you get to the entrances, as you kind of, if you imagine at the top part here off the screen to the north, that's the road that runs in. So you can come in and come round and come up, or you can come down and come round. There are guards placed, at least one guard placed at each of the entrances in. As an elf, you will have to walk past, so we will need one more stealth check from you. And then once you're in the stadium, you can decide where you're going to go. So did you guys have a preference of where you would like to be in the crowd? From the information you know. You also know, sorry, for Defron purposes, they start here and they end here. If that changes your mind on anything.
Do you want to stay together or spread out?
I feel like we should stay together, so that part of that can still impact. Because obviously, if the guards know description's been passed around, then realistically, we want to be near pass without a trace if necessary.
As long as possible, yeah.
Yeah. So
getting in will be fine.
Don't sit next to each other, but sit within that 30 feet.
Like within the same stand bit,
Yeah.
but just on different rows, maybe. That's sort of
Agreed.
vibe. Yep, I'm down. Whereabouts? and
Sweet.
everything.
Which stand would you like to be in?
We'll let Zaga pick the side.
So this side is south facing, so it's closest to Redvant. So that's closest to Redvant. That's closest to the area you came in on, and of course that's the platform.
1 or 2 a.m.
Yeah.
or 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
If the platform is 12.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Nice. So can you give me one more stealth check as you pass by this elven guard as you make your way in a much smaller crowd? As you're being like filed in now, you can see that guards are placed at each of these entrances, and they're kind of scanning people's faces as they go past.
Is it with advantage again?
Not with advantage this time.
Just normal.
And there's
30,
always disadvantage
35.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, good.
29 with disadvantage.
Nice. Here he is, the big shield boy.
17
Oh, 17's
with
pretty good.
disadvantage.
17's
How are you
pretty good.
rolling so low with pass without a trace?
Because I rolled a 6 and a 7. And my stealth is +1.
Yeah, that
Ah, yes. Perfect. No, that's high enough. As you can see, they're going through. There's a lot of people still pushing up. This isn't like single file, but they are watching and looking for people. They are obviously looking for descriptions of people that you do not look like as well. So there's another thing that plays into bringing the DC down.
Not sit on my phone, please.
Oh, you can if you want. As you guys make your way in.
Sorry, I didn't realise my mic was on mute.
As you make your way into around this area. So we can say you're kind of placed within the crowd. You can get good seats within like a few rows back from each other as people are starting to pile in. As like the next half an hour happens, more and more people pile in. Around you, this whole arena just starts to fill up with people. So you feel that you are pretty well disguised now within a crowd of people. One thing you haven't cleared is where the hell the brothers will be, the Kobold brothers. So you can keep an eye. Give me, each of you, as you're settled in, give me perception checks for trying to spot the Kobold band if you can see where they might be in the arena as they come in.
19.
12.
16.
19. Cool. With a 19, you spot the kobolds coming in. You can hear a bit of a kerfuffle as they, there's a mass of people that kind of move around this south part of the area. As you see if you can turn around and see what's going on, and then you see a drum head get moved around, and you're like, okay, cool. So around this kind of 5 o'clock-ish area is where you believe the kobolds to be. But you have at least seen sign of them fading.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
With where we're at in the stands, surrounded by a busy crowd,
Yep.
I assume there are guards around, but would we be confident in being concealed if we wanted to try and cast a spell discreetly?
Yeah, I think you would. So in terms of guards, the main guards were on the way in, so guarding you as you came up and over the stairways and come in. As you're in here looking now, as you look around, the guards, there might be like a guard or two that pops in every so often on the staircase, but they don't have guard presence in the stands with people. They're not deemed a threat. The gap between like here to here isn't really jumpable. So you know there's going to be guards within the box and there's going to be a presence in the box. Mainly it's about seeing people in. Once you're inside, the guards are occasionally will appear at the entrances, but mainly stay outside of the actual arena itself. So once you've got past in now, I think with the people that are pulling in around you, you feel pretty well concealed. And there's noise going on. So verbal, I wouldn't worry about verbal. I wouldn't really worry about semantic. People are in and around you and having conversations. Your only issue might be if you cause a commotion in the crowd. So almost a flip. You're very hidden in terms of guards watching and seeing you. But if you just fucking cast a fireball, the people around you might be like, "What the fuck? This guy's casting magic next to me," which might cause a commotion, which might lead to guards trying to come to your direction. So you kind of flip.
No fireball right now.
Yeah.
I'll use the
But like
message
message and
cantrip
stuff,
to tell Zaga and
Yeah.
Arthur where I see the kobolds.
Yeah, you guys could easily message cantrip between each other, and it wouldn't cause any worry. Nice, Otter and Von, you are regaled up, dressed up. The two of the guards that come out, come round. One of the guards comes down, who was one of the guards that was at the back with Sylvanas, comes down and says, she was like, "Right, guards, we're out here. We are expecting some, potentially some trouble here today with the Death Run. We know we are watching out for the one they call the Shadow Rider. If we see him, we'll be trying to apprehend him today. There is some chat that he may be causing a problem, so be alert. We will be having as many as we can in the box, but some of you will be stationed elsewhere. We'll have a rotation system if need be." And he looks to you two and says, "Where are your helmets, gentlemen?"
We were not given any helmets.
It's like you are you are Sylvanas's new adventurer recruits, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And he goes. You see, he goes round to fucking storage, wherever it is, selection thing, pulls out and hands you over 2 helmets. He's like, "You'll need these. We need to give a strong force. Part of our uniform is part of our identity. So please do not remove these helmets at any time whilst on show to the public." And he gives you one of their Spartan style helms with the green, the frost green feathers that run through it. Oh god, I can't stop burping. Sorry. And asks you to put them on, or gives them to you, expecting you're going to put them on. I should say. Sorry.
I eagerly put mine on.
Mm-hmm. Eagerly. Yes, Daddy.
I will put mine on.
That's nice. So I was just trying to find...
Maybe not so eagerly, but I will put it on.
Yeah. Cool. So as he's going through, you catch from a few conversations he has that they call him Captain White. Is his surname. You don't pick up a first name from where he goes, but as they're going through and he's giving you direction and guard, you two get parked with another 2 guards and are starting to set up upstairs to the viewing booth for the performances to start. So you kind of rank up. Where you are is, if you imagine the wall that you came in, the gate you came in, you then come into like a smaller building where it's just like essentially inside is just a staircase. The ground floor where you are now is where you're being briefed on what's going on, and then there's just the staircase that goes, up and up, wooden staircase that runs up the what is probably 4 or 5 flights up to the viewing platform. You can't see from here whether if there's any other way up or down. That seems to be like whether there's stations that go from here, from your point of view, you're like, this is ground floor, you've come into this first building, here's all the guards and where they get briefed and stuff, and then you just get either sent outdoors to go and set stage storage, or you're climbing 5 flights of stairs to get up to this viewing platform. So they kind of, these other 2 guards that are with you start leading the way, and you 2 follow suit in your helmets.
How many were there down in the briefing?
In that briefing room, there would be the 4 that are going upstairs. There are another 4, 2 that go one way and 2 that go another way. So you're going up, 2 are going left, south, 2 are going north. These guys don't look any more geared or non-geared than the standard kind of guard, but they all have that same stench as well.
Does the captain look more geared?
Captain, he didn't. He was probably less geared, if anything, because he wasn't wearing the helmet and has a sword on, but doesn't look like he does much actually fighting. But no, it didn't look like he was overly more. They all look like military units. The only weird thing is they all have that kind of weird stenchy piece to them. They have something else in there that these look like soldiers that have then had something infused in. They give you big drilled soldier forces, like actual armed guard forces, rather than the border control, which were like volunteers, like TA. But these guys, they all have that. I should have said all of them have that. Ooh. They all have that stench, that weird aura that they had before. That you guys still kind of have to fight. The one that gave you the kind of bane as well, I should have said. So as you're now in like closer proximity, when you're out on the road, you didn't notice as much. When you're in there with them, you're stood around these guards. You notice that they have together. There is a real weird like fungusy, like mushroomy stench to them that just is not good. That makes you not feel good. Makes you feel like you might need to subtract a d4 from attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws. It's weird how you can smell that, but same as the
I think I'm going to maybe eat the the fruit that Faywin gave me.
Yeah.
It was the curved pink star.
Curved pink star.
Yes.
10 hit points, D4. I think I told you what it was.
Yeah, I think it's heroism. Yeah.
Does that just negate the bane with the d4s, or do you roll a d4 to take away and then roll a d4 to add?
Yeah, I think you roll a d4 and roll a d4.
So I'm baned and blessed
You're
at the
baned
same
and
time.
blessed at the same time, yeah. 'Cause I don't think there's any reason why you couldn't be both.
And I have 10 temporary hit points.
Yeah. To mark that on as you two trot your way up. You make it out into the thing. You can see that once you get to the top here, there is a slight guarded area. You can see that there is a brute that is up here. One of these like larger, the ones with the weird encrusted piece. As you get to the top and you walk through, you can see through the like drapes of the crowd. You can hear the crowd noise starting to come in as you kind of peek out, and you can see that Sylvanas is just back from the main stage, from walking out into it. But you can see that she's getting herself ready to kind of go out and stand as she waits for the guard to come up. One of the guard steps forward and takes from the brute that he has on his side a horn, and goes to step out in front as he kind of walks straight to the front corner of the platform that's there, and just gives a big horn sound out to the thing as you hear the crowd start to die down as he announces Sylvanas to the crowd, and then starts the round of applause, and you can see people kind of do applaud as they get in there. It's not like a rapturous thing, but you feel people that are here that have felt the pressure, that have been here before, still want to show what's going on, as a round of applause kind of ripples round the crowd as it goes, as Sylvanas steps out in front of everybody, looks kind of, puts a hand out to each of the sides of the crowd, and sits down, and then the guy goes in to announce that Death Run will be starting.
Whilst that's all happening, could I please summon John and get him to sit between my ankles, and I kind of cover him up so people don't know why there's a spectral bird.
Yes. What bird is he?
He's just going to be a hawk.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you can, under the cover of your cloak, summon John in the footwell of your seat as you get set. As it's going to start, and I've just seen the time, and I just had a text saying, "Can I come and pick someone up?" So it might be best that we stop there and come back next week for the start, because I think once we start, it's going to get going. Yep.
So there's up in the box at the moment. There's us, the 2 other guards, Sylvanas, and one of the brutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Sylvanas, 2 guards, 1 brute.
Seems like a fair fight.
From where we are,
Mm-hmm.
can we spot Otter with his purple beard sticking out of his helmet?
Purple plaited beard.
I assume we won't be able to see Bon.
He will look very much like him. Potentially, they haven't stepped out yet. They'll be stepping into go. Oh, it would be interesting because you guys would be kind of placed, being who you are. You guys would kind of be at the back, where the other guards would be at the front, and Sylvanas is sat dead center. So you. That is a good point. I think you probably would, because he has a lot of facial hair, and elves don't have facial hair. But it'd be a strain to see, and you can assume. Now you've seen him in the cape as well. I suppose you wouldn't be too far of a detract to see him in the helmet as you're looking out. But yeah, you can see that there are guards up there.
Can I ask if he's wearing a belt of dwarf? Because tieflings don't grow beards either.
What? Humans grow beards though.
Oh, I thought you said elves.
No, elves. Yeah, elves don't grow beards.
Yeah, I thought you said he was an elf with a beard. I was like, whoa, this is.
No, he's a
My
human.
bad.
So yeah, I think you would be able to spot Otter in the back. But yeah, you can see that there seems to be the 4 guards up there. 2 of them are your party, and Sylvanas has taken the seat as the death run has been commencing now. But yeah, that feels like a good place to stop, because from here it likely is going to get messy, isn't it? It's going to get a little bit messy. And yeah, just so you're aware, when we actually zoom into like normal size, this is the size of the full screen. So we will get. Is that even that's a bit small? But we'll use the.
Have you got enough minis to fill all the seats? In
yeah, I realise I don't need to, as long as I zoom in so far. So we should be fine. As long as I just do this and then zoom in a little bit more, then this will begin. But yeah, let's stop there. Because if we start, we're going to go on, we're going to run late. I'm sure we are. So we'll save for the starting point. Be prepared for next week. Make sure you've got everything set. Remember your heroism points and everything else you've got in there. But yeah, with you guys sat in the corner, seeing the guards come out with Von and Otter dressed as the elves. Sylvanas is about to kick off the death run. And we are about to see if the Shadow Rider is even going to turn up. Because you have no guarantees that he will. That would be funny, wouldn't it?
Or she.
True.
Shit, our signal is not even here.
Oh shit, what do we do? Perfect. Lovely stuff. Good planning. But yeah, let's give ourselves a full session, because it could be a big, long fight. Hopefully it's a big, long fight. It's been a while. Plus, like, I'm painting my Sylvanas mini a different colour, because she's the wrong colour right now. So I need to sort that.
We don't want that big long a fight, because we've got to go down south as well.
I meant the whole thing in totality.
Very big long fight.
I think that in totality, the whole thing will be everybody.
Do you think we'll finish the fight by Christmas?
Who knows? Not me,
I mean,
man.
knowing us,
Not
we
me.
won't even get to start the fight until about 10 o'clock next week anyway.
Yeah, don't start. We're starting with it. I might just start by making you roll initiative. Wicked.
How about we roll initiative now?
But no, we
No.
want to RP buying
Good.
hot dogs from hot dog vendors in the stands.
Yeah, exactly. Hot dogs made of rats. But yeah, no, we'll start with it. There's some stuff that's
Ooh,
come.
is there someone going around with one of those?
No,
Is
none of that's happening.
He's had a text.
It's
He's
a
going to
death
get
run.
in trouble, so let's end it.
Death run. We're ending now. Ta-ta, farewell. We'll see you next week. We're going to kill everybody, buddy.
Nipples.
Bye.